Platform 17 for the 1832 South Central service to Bright, fast to East Croydon, then Red Hill, Gatwick Airport, Three Bridges, Aldcombe, Haywards Heath, Whipplesfield, Burgess Hill, Essex, Preston Park and Bright. Customers for London Road, Ballscombe, Falmer and Lewis, also Hove and stations to Worthing should change at Bright. Then Red Hill, Gatwick Airport, Three Bridges, Aldcombe, Haywards Heath, Whipplesfield, Burgess Hill, Essex, Preston Park and Bright. Customers for London Road, Ballscombe, Falmer and Lewis, also Hove and stations to Worthing should change at Bright.
Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for taking a break out of your busy day and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. You're here with the Cryptolifer. Thank you so much for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on in. Haven't eaten in hours. I'm on an empty stomach, but it is what it is. We're going to make it through the stream somehow, some way. Look at Ordo here. Look at bouncing here. Any high or low on Ordo. Looks like it's getting very tight off of the move here. Getting very tight. 15-minute is low. Ordo looks like it could make a bit of a move. Possible gains for Ordo 17.76. Looks 17.76 the year. We won. Let me show you that screen, though. I know you're fighting to see that real quick. Thank you. I don't want to eat something right now. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Couldn't get 3 eggs for 1 hour. I was at this restaurant. I waited for 1 hour for 3 eggs, and I had to walk away. They eventually couldn't feed me, so I walked out. Yeah. So I was trying to eat, and I couldn't even get 3 eggs in 1 hour. So I don't know how, but you know. Let's take a look at AZERO. AZERO here on Gate.io. Banged to the upside. Look, we talked about it yesterday. AZERO made beautiful gains. 40% is the measured move. But let's take a look here. What happened? AZERO would bang for 17.92%. People love coming to the channel. They look at the TA. I go over it. And a lot of times what we went over happens the next day or a couple days later. But it is just the technical analysis. We just show you the TA, the way it is supposed to be done. Cookies from heaven. Shout out to everybody. I need to eat less. I want to starve myself to lower the weight. That's the only way you lose weight. You got to just completely not eat all the time. AVAX pumping about to hit the resistance. Wow, I usually watch this on my iPhone. It's so much better visually on my computer. Nice camera, my man. Anytime, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for jumping on in. How is the sync, everybody? Is the sync perfect? How is the sync? Sync's been stressing me out last few days. Even this morning, I was a little stressed out. I've been stressed out all day over the sync. I haven't said anything to my family, but they didn't know. But all day, I've been stressed out over the sync. I didn't say anything to anybody. You know, so I've been dealing with a lot of stress all day long, and I've been just keeping it inside, and nobody knows that, you know? So I just want to know if the sync is legit or not. The sync is fine. Fine is, but is it perfect? Is it 110%? Sync all good. All right. Because it's the way sync is perfect. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. All right. All right. All right. If anyone knew how much I went through to get this show on every day, no clue. My family has no clue. Nobody has any idea what it's like to live stream every single day of your life. They have no idea. No idea. The Matic Long from last Saturday is getting worked. Actually, we were up, though. Let's take a look. It was up like 7, 10. I made 9% off the move. So as long as you put your stop loss and keep raising it, you made money. 10%, to be dead honest. Even from the low. Look, last Saturday, look, let's talk about it. Last Saturday was, all right, August. No, today is the 6th, right? So that would have been like the 29th. Right around there. If you got into late 31st, my buy must have been right around here. I was up 10%. 9% at one point. So, yeah, I don't know. So I made money. So, I don't know, you know. Anyway, let's go over the gains too. So shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Thank you for jumping on in. Bro, it's still not up. Sound is good. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Wish I could just hand him some hard-boiled eggs. I know, right? Dude, I waited for 1 hour. Could not get 3 boiled eggs for 1 hour. I can't believe it. It makes me think like I live in Guam. It's insanity. It's nuts. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at Bitcoin too. Bitcoin was dumping to the downside. Worse than I ever saw it. Right as I started the stream too. Which was on top. It was great. That's on top of everything. So look. We're in this beautiful flag all day. Bitcoin wanted to stay in the flag, and it looks so beautiful, and it got oversold too. To me, this looks like a liquidity grab. Anytime we see that we're low, low, low all day, and then they just... However, no, there was the M there, and I kept talking about, you don't want to see the M. See that M? I said, watch for the M, the M. Every time you see an M dumps. It's been the M season. M every single week, constantly. We see M's all the time, Must be a supply chain issue. I know. Yo. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Like, hold on. Okay, let's take a look at Bitcoin here. So Bitcoin channeling. Today it was inside of this beautiful bull flag. Tight, 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 tight. Only a matter of time, but then it made an M pattern here on the 15-minute time frame, up and down, and the stochastics took it to the downside. I was hoping the 15-minute would hold us at the bottom of the channel because the 1 hour still wanted to push us back to the upside. 1 hour was booming, Boom, boom, boom. 1 hour was about to blast. It looked absolutely beautiful. Let me double click on the 1 hour stochastics right now and take a look at what I'm looking at. Yeah, so we were about to move and then we switched back down. However, I'll tell you one thing. We have oversold stochastics on the 1 hour and the 15-minute. What does that tell me? It usually means we're going to bounce right back to the upside. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. If I can get BOOKMAP loaded up here in a second. Another instance of BOOKMAP is running. Here we go. So look, I expect a V-shaped recovery right back up to the upside. When you see a red candle this deep, it's usually a liquidity grab. Look at a candle this deep, you bounce back up. A candle this deep, you bounce back up. A candle this deep, eventually we bounce back up. A candle this deep, we bounce back up. Two candles really deep, we bounce back up. These two candles were deep. We got the bounce. Not all the way up, but you will get a bounce. I'm expecting a bounce here on the 15 of the 7-minute time frame back to the upside. You see what I'm saying? Back to the upside. Audio is cracking a bit. Check your gains. How's that now? Is it better? Check, 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 check. How's the audio now? All right. Loading up BOOKMAP 2 real quick. So BOOKMAP. I'm looking for Bitcoin to bounce off the bottom of this channel. See, look, bounce, bounce, bounce. I'm looking for Bitcoin to bounce off the bottom of this channel. Very, very tight action here. You got to do what you say you're going to do. You got to get it done. So look, 22,965, we've been battling 23K. Like just... So look. I'm doing it. Thanks, Lifer. You're amazing. Anytime, man. Anytime. So like, let's take a look at Bookmap here, right? Bookmap, 22,970. 22,980 right there. I mean, they're likely going to bring us back to 22,750. We got a global liquidity down there. You know what I'm saying? A global liquidity down there. So, the market makers want to take you to 22,750. However, the 1 hour and the 50 minute are getting oversold. It's likely we do get a bounce back to the upside over 23K. We've been battling 23K over and over and over again. It's been a constant battle. Insane, you know? So it's just like, you know, out of control. Yeah. I'm so sick of 23K. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But I'm expecting a bounce back up in tightness. Another thing I want to show you is the bigger time frame, the 4 hour time frame. It is so tight right now. It is so tight. Oh my God, like this is like... All right. So look, we bounce off the bottom trend line. We're bouncing off this bottom trend line again. And it's only a matter of time till we start moving. Man, this 4 hour wants to take us back to the downside too as well. See? Bang. Right down here. See? So that's worrisome right now. You got a 4 hour that wants to push down on you. It is what it is. And you didn't make... See, what worries me is the trend. You had a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. You're not making a higher high now. This is not a good look for Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Must put in a higher high. I've gone over this every single day, constantly. See, I said, you know, there's a chance this ends up looking like an M pattern. You see what I'm saying? And I was talking about this earlier today. There's a chance this ends up turning into an M. Exactly like we look at right here. Boom. Boom. And then breaks back down to this area. You see what I'm saying? And that liquidity zone is 21,860. And I've been looking at that for a long, long time, you know? Please don't ever do this to me again for the rest of my life. Please. I know. You don't understand. Like, you're not understanding. To you, it's easy. To you, it's easy because you don't live stream every day. So it's easy for you. You get it? It's not easy for me. Like, it's not cool. It's disrespectful. Like, no, I have to let it out, guys, because I'm not someone that can just be whatever, man. I have to be how I am. So look, we're looking for an M here to bounce down to the downside here, 21,864, you know, and boom, boom, boom. And that's what I've been looking at. I want to see that move to this area, 21,864. That would where I expect to bounce if we break this area. So I'm looking at that zone very, very closely. The 4 hour does have the momentum to take us there. It would be likely we could push down to the downside. So I'm looking at that area for support if we do break this big trend line, all right? We're watching the 1 hour for a bounce and the 15 minute for a bounce back to the upside, all right? But we know that the 4 hours looming in the back of our mind. That's why the stream's so hard, because what I do is I keep the 4 hour in my mind while the daily's in my mind while I'm thinking of my next thing, and I'm using so much mental energy. It's very similar to a freestyle, rapper freestyle. I got 7 charts in my head. I got the 10 things that I'm going to do. Then it's what I'm doing, and I'm like, as my brain is feeding you what I'm talking about, I'm getting ready for the next moment of movement to keep the show consistent. And to do that for 2 hours straight takes mental energy like you would not believe. It takes focus, mental energy, and I need food to do it. Like, without food, it's almost impossible. I'm eating these raw eggs in front of you now. I'll tell you the exact story. I got home from the beach with my wife at 7 o'clock. She said, I'll make you some boiled eggs. I said, great, that's awesome. She went inside. She did something with the baby. I stayed outside. Next thing you know, my daughter came out. 10 minutes, 7:10. She said, let's play Frisbee. I said, okay. I played Frisbee with my daughter. 7:20, 7:30. You know, at 7:30, my other daughter comes out. I watch both my daughters now for 25 minutes. It's now, I don't look at the time because I figure my wife is just making eggs. When she comes out, it takes 20 minutes. I'll eat the eggs. It'll be 7:45. I'll take a shower. I'll start my live stream, right? I'm out there with the kids. I'm out there with the kids. Next thing you know, my mind starts getting anxious. I start realizing it's pretty late. I look in the window. I said to my wife, I said, what's going on? She's like, I come inside and it's just like, oh, I don't know. And I was just like, oh my God. So I never got a chance to eat food. It's been like freaking 5 hours. And my mind, I'm OCD, and my mind's doing the math, and all I do is science all day long, right? So my mind's doing the math, and I'm like, how long does it take to boil eggs? Right? Does anyone ever deal with this with your significant other? Like, how long does it take to boil an egg? And so I told her, like, if you couldn't get an egg done and boiled in 20 minutes, just tell me to go boil the egg. And I would have boiled the egg. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have gone inside and boiled an egg. Like, it's not that hard. Also, you wash the kids, right, for 20 minutes. Why wouldn't you why wouldn't you start the water boil while you were washing the first kid? Why would it take 47 minutes to hand your husband 3 boiled eggs? That blows my mind. It blows my mind. You know? So I can't figure out the math. I'm trying to do the math in my head, and I can't figure it out. And if you lost track of time, why wouldn't you just go to the other person and be like, yo, just go make your own food. I can't think straight right now. You know? Like, I'm not mad at her. I'm mad at her for wasting my precious time that I had to eat. That's all I had to eat. Just give me that time. You know? So that's why, like, I just kind of, you know, and I'm a hangry dude. I eat a lot of food. I talk about it on the channel. I eat as much as like a 300-pound man sometimes. My dad looks at me, why are you eating like this? Because I eat a lot. I have a fast metabolism. My body burns through energy. I'm thinking at 1,000 miles a minute every day. I think a lot. People that think a lot eat a lot. It's a lot of energy, you know? So I'm letting it out. I'm letting it out right now. You know what I'm saying? So I can get on with the show and keep it moving, right? And so that got in my head. And then while I'm trying to do the show and talk about the coins with you guys, I'm sitting there wondering, why does it take somebody 45 minutes to boil 3 eggs? Like, and I keep asking myself that question over and over and over. I can't get it out of my head. I can't, because I'm asking myself, why would it take an hour to boil 3 eggs? I just can't figure it out. And my wife says eggs, and now my wife jumps in the chat. Nah, man. I'm doing the science. Order a pizza next, man. Dude, that's the thing. Then she talked about pizza the whole time. That's another thing. As we're driving home, she's like, maybe we should order pizza. Maybe we should go here. She's getting me hungry. She's talking about food the whole time. So she talks about food for 20 minutes straight. All the different things we could be eating. Oh, no, we won't do. Oh, no, yeah, we'll just go home. And I said, no, let's just go home and make eggs. I was like, oh, and then I even dolled it up. My daughter didn't want them. And I was like, nah, it's going to be good. We're going to have the butter. You ever have eggs when you really don't want to? I didn't want eggs. But I said, I try to make it sound good. Let's do the butter, like, you know, oh, yeah, with the toast. I was so full of garbage, but I was trying to make it sound good. Just so I could get through the night, you know? Wifer, just make the man a damn egg, will you? Jesus. That's what I'm saying, man. You got money called. That's what I said. That's what's crazy. When you have endless amounts of money, you can get anything you want, and you can't even get 3 eggs. It's nuts, you know? It's nuts. Yo, I feel so much better after these eggs. Seriously. I need to eat, man. Eggs 3L. So look, expecting a bounce off this lower trend line, which we're getting as we speak right now. So I am expecting a bounce here. If we can get back inside of this, you know, bullish rectangle, then the bullish rectangle will still exist. So remember that. Patterns are okay, even if they break, as long as you get back inside the pattern. Okay? Bro, don't throw the egg into your throat, man. Love you, Lifer and Wifer. Shout out to Jason Riggs. Thank you for everyone here on the live. How many people are on the live? How many people we got in the live? My wife's on it, but she won't even tell me. 494 people on the live here in my egg story. 239 likes. Can I get 200? Can I get the likes up to the eggs? 496 people. Can I get the likes all the way up, please? Let's get them going. Let's get them going. Let's slip out to the trap, too. I'm going to go trap with this tonight. No, I do so... You have no idea what I have to do to keep my mind focused and complete for this show every day. You guys have no idea. I channel through multiple coins. I flip through Bitcoin. I have to focus on what I looked at earlier today. I have to recapsulate what I talked about. I have to bring it back. There's so much going on in my head. Like, I don't even really know how it happens. It's an insane whole, and to me to do it every single day, without a break, and constantly be on point and know what I'm talking about, focus, maintain, that is not easy. I'll tell you right now, it is not easy. Be a full-time father, full-time CEO, run my company, deal with my employees, deal with everyone's ups and downs in my life, and my mom and dad and everything else, and 700 of my, it's like, and I love it. Trust me, I love it. But, I need someone to cook me some dang eggs every once in a while. Christ's sakes. So, this could also be considered almost like a bit of a double bottom here. See this? Right here and like here. It's a higher double bottom, but you see what I'm saying? Hey, you made a higher low. At the end of the day, if Bitcoin can't make a high, if we can't get a 4-hour candle closing in the next day or two above 23,500, kiss this rally goodbye, all right? And it's bearish time. So remember, I always am bearish and bullish at the same time. I know that you're like, how is that possible? It's not true. I mean, at one point I make a call, but I'm always ready for anything to happen at any given moment in time. No liquidations right now. We have a little, lack of momentum in the time frames. 23,000. We do have a glob, as I'm showing you. What is this? This is the heat map. It's showing you where the liquidity exists here on BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP is an amazing system which will show you where people have liquidity. And it's showing me right now that there's a lot of liquidity down at 22,750, 493, 190, 239. We got like 1,000, 1,300, 14, 15, 1,600 Bitcoin between 22,500 and 23,000. Dude, I was hungry. I'll be honest, because now that I had something in my belly, I don't feel that way anymore. I'm a hangry dude. Like, I need to eat. Like, I know I need to eat. I'm the type of person that if I don't have food, you don't want to see me without food. You don't. We don't want to see 40 days in like Jesus did. You don't want to see that. You want to see me eating. And I never eat on the stream. I'm so sorry, but I have to. That's something for all the ladies out there. Your husband's hungry. Feed the man. I don't care what you got to do. Throw him a wrap. Yo, while he's waiting, throw him a roll. Give him something. Just put it in his stomach. And if the man's the man who cooks, because it's not always the woman. If you're home and your woman comes home, feed the woman. Get her some food. Don't let her come home, or don't let her go to her job and tell her you're going to cook something for her and make her go last minute to work. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't do that. Take care of your significant other. Love them. Just like you took that oath, I'll do whatever to the end of time. Deathness till sick till part, Make those. I'm just messing around now. Well, we're back above 23K, which is the ode. There's a high volume node sticking out right here too. We don't want to break that. Let me kind of put an Alt J there. Alt J, what I like about Alt J is it puts a label here and it stops right where you're at. So if you're here and you hit Alt J, stops the line right there. It's kind of a nice angled area. So look, we don't want to break this. That's a high volume node sticking out right below this POC here. We don't want to break that. We break that, we're coming down here to test this level. Then it's the bigger triangle. Then it's my next liquidity zone. So I have you at hello. You're going to know, we start to break these areas. We're headed right down to 21,800. Okay, why is that highly probable, or why could that, what are the chances of that happening? Let's go over the scientific chances of that happening today, right, or tomorrow. Well, the 15 minutes oversold, all right? The 1 hour is oversold, pushing up. suggested we will get a bounce to the upside. If we fall down, you're going to be looking for the bearish retest. So you're going to look for this drop. And then the 50-minute will re-oscillate back to the upside on the stochastic. So you'll come up here, then you'll drop down, right? So you'll come up here, you'll get rejected, you'll drop down. What will happen is the 50-minute will look like it's trying to oscillate back up. Sometimes it's the 7-minute too, and you won't get back in and you'll start to fall back. This is called a retest. Right there, that would be a bearish retest. That's the perfect place to short. So you don't have to short when this dumps. You want to short when this revisits itself back into the pattern, doesn't get back in, and takes a dump to the downside. That's what you're looking at, all right? That's what you're looking for. So that's what's called a bearish retest. Understand what a retest is. You can retest in 3 major places, okay? You could have a big support and resistance area. So like look here. Here you had resistance. Let me show you. Here you have resistance. You bounce. You have a little bit of resistance here. You come back up. You blow through it, but you bounce. That was a retest. Because look, here was previous resistance. When you came back down and tried to retest this previous resistance, you bounced. So you retested the previous support for a move back to the upside. That's called a retest. Bang, bang, bang. The retest to the upside is the move. Beautiful move, right? So now there's 2 other places you retest. You break out of a pattern and you retest the top of it. So you'll break out of this and you'll bounce off the top channel and you'll retest the top of the pattern. You'll also fall out and retest the bottom of the pattern. Bullish retest is the top. Bearish retest is the bottom. Understand what a retest is, okay? I have all this in my learning library. If you join my Discord for $99 a month inside the learning library, we show you exactly the information you need to keep you going, all right? And it's super important, all right? And this is, I just want to show you one of these awesome ideas here. So look, here's 2 versions. Here's an uptrend retest. Right? It comes up, it retests, it comes up, it retests, it comes up, it retests. These are retests of the previous resistance, okay? The price crosses the peak in an uptrend and retests. When the market is in an uptrend, the price will continuously surpass the peaks, creating higher peaks after peaks. When the price crosses a peak, it often has the habit of retesting the peak it just crossed, and then it rebounds, okay? Understand this here. Look, it breaks out to the downside. Bearish retest, tries to get back in. You short the market there. Perfect place to short. You don't have to short the initial drop. You short the initial break back in, and when you can't get back in, that is the significant idea. It's like trying to get back into place, and then they kick you out. You're on your way out, like the bouncer threw you to the ground. You're on the ground. You're done. Talk about we hit so many gains today in the live in the group. It was absolutely out of control. I was just ripping through charts the last couple days, and like 80% of the things that I put out hit. Like whether they were 9%, 7%, 20%. It was just complete slaughter today. Like it was insanity. So look, we hit FitFi. I put this out on August 1st. It was in a channel at the bottom. I talked about putting an alert there, and it would go right here to the bottom of the channel and bounce back to the upside. My idea was to either hold this trend. If it didn't, it would come down here. So I said this trend line must hold. The trend line did hold. FitFi banged on them 5 days later for 19.69%. We talked about Rose in the tight channel. I don't know if you remember yesterday we called it the trade of the day during the live stream. It went tight. It would break out 10.56%. It was almost a guaranteed 10%. Unreal. We talked about Woo Network. On the 24th of July, I saw it getting tight. I saw this buy zone. I pulled Fibonacci's. It stayed in the buy zone. It bounced 34% gains. We talked about Bitcoin 3L perfectly because it is in the golden pocket here in a falling wedge. This thing would skyrocket 43.45% gains. I put it on August 1st. August 6th was the time to make the money. This morning was the time to start selling. There was a lot of good gains this morning. Talked about Bake in this little channel. Bake would eventually propel itself out of that channel to the upside and go up 8.89%. I talked about ACA, if you remember recently, in this tight channel. Put out the stop loss, break even, everything there. This thing would bang on you perfectly. Never hit the stop loss. No stop loss got hit in the making of this trade. This thing would go up 18% gains. Talked about AVAX 3L in this tight channel. Only a matter of time. This thing would bang on you for 30% gains on August 4th to August 6th. I'm telling you. Flame was in a tight channel. I put it out yesterday at 12 o'clock. This thing would bang on you for 38% gains. You think this is a lie, but it's not. I talked about Block yesterday at August 4th at 12 o'clock or 2 days ago. I put it in this tight channel. Look, it never hit the stop loss. Made a parabolic move for 40% gains. I talked about Cake in this tight little channel. Cake would bang for 13%. And even before that, I had put Cake in a cup and handle way down here at $3.67. Cake would go to $4.16. I talked about Bolson Protocol 2 days ago. on August 4th at 10 p.m., right before I went to bed. It felt like yesterday because it was, it was right before I went to bed. Then we woke up, bang, August 5th at 9 p.m. last night, Bosun would be up 26.2% gains. VeChain in a little bit of a flag, banged on him for 9% gains. I put out Hive when in this inverted cup and handle, inverted head and shoulder, bang for 19% gains. This is all from this one, TBW2, I put on July 11th, but all these gains came on the 4th and the 5th of August. Today's the 6th, is it not? 50% gains for TWT, okay? And then ORC, this thing was in a tight channel. It would dip, but never hit the stop. See, there's my stop. It would never go below the stop. It got very close, and it would rip for 23.87% gains. Who could have brought CLV in this beautiful double bottom on the 4 hour? I put it on the 5th on August 4th at 10 at night. Just the next morning, this thing would bang on you 10 hours later, or 12 hours later, 10 hours later, 17.6% gains. And this is simple stuff that I point out every day. 1 inch was in a flag. Stop loss there. We put an alert on it. It's either going to bounce here or come in and do the retest. It came and did the retest. 17.17% gains. GMT3S, we talked about it in this giant double bottom on the 28th at 6. August 4th, this thing would be up 15% gains. All right? Injective Protocol was also in a flag on the 2nd. On the 4th, it will go up 17% gains. So, then my elite crew put this out on the 4th, and they hit this for 17% gains. I hit AVAX 3L for 100%. I talked about it here at the bottom. This thing will go up 103% gains from July 25th to August 3rd. I'm telling you right now, OPCT was in a tight channel. It never hit the stop loss. You can see it right here, clear as day. It went up 40% from the 22nd to August 3rd. And Bitcoin Cash, and we could continue to go, and then MSwap, and it just never stops. But the last 2 to 3 days were insanity. Bitcoin went sideways and let the altcoins fly. Bitcoin dominance dropped a little bit, and we had a chance to take massive gains out of the market. It was absurd. It was absurd. So, and you must sell the green days. That's how you win. All right. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But please, you gotta sell green days. If you sell green days, you can have capital for the red ones. All right. If you sell green days, you have capital for the red ones. Super important. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. 330 likes, up to 464 viewers on the live. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. $21 in super chats. Appreciate each and every one of you for coming on in. Thank you. Bull sell into buying rushes. I know. Don't forget Eurus with the 3-minute pump to projection. Grant Webb Smart. Yeah. Got TA hard to find. Really is. Good TA is hard to find. Thanks. I'm still starting out. Been trading for a year. Just starting to expand my resources and don't want gimmicks. When I watch Lifer, I see utility. Shout out to Grant Webb. I appreciate you, brother. Just started trading with 100 USD, so I don't generate enough with the cost of Bookmap and TradingView subs. When I get more to invest, I'll join the 99. I got you, Grant. Take it one step at a time. Build your bag, baby. Do you. I appreciate you. He's egging us on. Oh, that's funny. All right, let's take a look at your. My man said Eurus. So I'm expecting this bounce. It is bouncing. Can we hold above 23,000? It's so crucial we do. Are we bearishly retesting right now? Right now, that could be a bearish retest like we just talked about. Look. Yeah, look, we couldn't get back in on the 5-minute. That's a bearish retest. See that? You couldn't get back in there. You're bearishly retesting this trend line right here. Not a good sign on the 5-minute. Like to get out of that, the 5-minute would have to double bottom here and stop this from dumping further down to this liquidity zone. All right. I'm somewhat bearish. The 4 hour is not looking good to me. All right. 22 hour looks good, but did we get a curve on it? Let's take a look here. Started a curve halfway through. See? So 22 hour wanted to fake us out. Look bullish as all heck. It still could flip bullish. It's doing the indecisiveness here. They're trying to throw it. My man said dump it. Why are you trying to dump it? Let's take a look at Bitcoin clean on a bigger time frame like the USD here on Coinbase. So look, I like to delete all the work here and just look at it fresh. Okay? Get rid of the moving averages as well and take a real close look at this. So I'm telling you right now, it's holding the trend line. It's holding this beautiful trend line right now. It's clear as day. You got this pattern forming for sure in my mind. I mean, and you've been hanging there. So we break this fine. We'll go down to here and then we'll reassess. At that point, we'll look at what happens. We'll break this to the downside. As long as this stays, this trend line, we're good to go. You know, there's nothing really to freak out about. Also, inside of this is like a slight symmetrical triangle. See that? Bang. So measured move for there is 50-50. 25,800. Never clone alone, but you got to clone this. That measured move would take you to about 20,071, you know? So that's what we're looking at. Symmetrical triangles could break up either way, 50-50. You do have this shoulder, this head, in this right shoulder. You're making an inverted head and shoulder on the 22-hour time frame, okay? We look at the daily. The daily is still kind of doing this sweep back to the upside. However, Stokes aren't the greatest. That's why you need your support and resistance and some other things. That could turn on you in any moment and take a nasty dump to the downside. This is a rising wedge in my mind. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. So it's kind of like rising wedge, symmetrical triangle. It's got a hybrid motion here. You're right at this POC. You're right at this POC. So you're either going to get rejected by this POC and head down to this one. I'll tell you right now, this is how it works. You don't make it past this POC, you end up down to this POC. So you don't break that form of liquidity, you come back down to the next box of liquidity. It is what it is, right? Eggs USDT, please, boss. You're so funny, man. 1080 HP. Lifer, do you think there's a big difference between candlesticks and Hikanashis? Yes, there's a huge difference, honestly. And if you don't know, can we check eggs? Sorry, just catching up on the live. $1.75 egg speed. Oh, man. Yo, bro, you doing any TA on ETH? Sometimes. Stock market's hitting major resistance and heavily oversold. DXY moving up. Monday could be a dump based on probability. Bitcoin's still in a giant bear flag, but anything is possible. Looks like Bitcoin's headed to 21,000. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. You take a look at ES1. This is why I like Saturday night. It's the one night we don't have to look at the ES1, the E-mini futures, and check up on what's happening in the markets too as well. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. 357 people on them likes. 480 people on the live. Come on, baby. Let's do it. MBL when you get a chance, sir. MBL. Shout out to Tokyo Sexwell. You're the man, dude. Exactly. Anything is possible. Man, it's going to be the egg show. You guys are ridiculous. Stock market's hitting major resistance. Yep. Liver, what do you think about the Elliott wave principle? Please shed some light on it. Thanks. I think it's garbage. I really do. I think you can get as deep as you want in any type of science. And if you go deep into Elliott wave theory, I think it's based on too many if and but probabilities. Now, anyone else could say against me, but I used to be in a trading group. There was like 17 Elliott wave traders and me. And I was a fib trader, support and resistance and patterns. And I didn't buy the fibs at all. I didn't buy the Elliott waves. And they were always like, and you know why I didn't like Elliott wave traders? They had too many, they were like people who said, I think and I want. Like, without them knowing it, they drew too many lines. And their lines were like, well, we should go here by wave one. If this is, I heard them say this so many times. If this is a wave one, but if it isn't, then it doesn't matter. It's like, so it has to be, it maybe. So you draw a whole science on maybe? See, a fib to me is a fib. I draw it, I see a 0.618. A support and resistance is support and resistance. To me, Elliott wave theory is just too open-minded and long, kind of just like long-winded. Again, I'd have to spend my whole time on it. But, you know, at the same time, it's just, you know, MBL, when you get a chance, we'll take a look at that. Looks like Bitcoin headed to 21K. We don't know. What's good, Lifer? Shout out to Chasing Candles. Beginner's class is $99 one time. Lifer Trading Group is $99 monthly. There's a limited time offer, 3-month trading group, plus the course for $350. Email cryptolifers@gmail.com to pay with crypto only. So we're going to take a look right now. It's that 5-minute time frame that just did a bearish retest of that I just showed you. So look, if we go back to my other indicator here on Binance, the 5-minute just did a bearish retest. Look, I just talked about this. We just went over what a bearish retest is. And you'll know it. How will you be able to understand what a bearish retest is? Because it'll happen as the stochastics reset. So your stochastics will come all the way up. Your stochastics will come all the way up, and they'll get above the dotted line. They'll start to curve, and you won't make it back inside a pattern. So they'll coincide with that movement, and you'll be like, okay, bearish retest. This says we're likely to break this bottom trend line, which is so whack. We break this, then we're bearish. That's troublesome for me. You see, that's that little pattern that I have forming. However, it's not all bad. What goes up must come down, and we went sideways all day with lack of liquidity. So the bulls didn't show up. Bulls were supposed to push us out of this to the upside. Look at the 4-hour coming down on us now. And look, I mean, that's an M. You see the M here? So you can see where we're headed. The 4-hour wants to take us down. Clear as day. With the indecisive daily and the 22-hour looking kind of funky, it's likely the 4-hour breaks us back down to here, to 21,800. You know? Now we'll wait for this trend line to hold, and there's a chance it does. All right? So you don't want to jump your gun there, you know? But right now, you're bearishly retesting on the 5-minute. That's confirmation that you didn't get back in the pattern right there. You try to get back in when the Stokes came back up. It's kind of funny. We just went over what a bearish retest is. Now we get to talk about one live. See? So you get live teaching here. And that's a perfect place to short the market. Right after that secondary 5-minute candle closes, you short the market because the bearish retest occurred. Okay? Now, the only way you can get out of this is some bullish divergence. All right? You're attempting some right now here on the 5-minute. Let me show you what bullish divergence is. It's swing down to swing down with a swing up here on the RSI. All right? And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a bounce back to the upside. All right? Off this falling wedge. Falling wedges do break up 68% of the time. Can you break back out of this? I mean, can you make an inverted head and shoulder? Let me project that. You know, will this be the head? Can you get back up and make some, you know? So I'm always open-minded that we could be breaking back up, and I see the way we can do it. 22,800 has also been a big zone to hold. You know, the 800 right there we bounced, right there we bounced. So you can see it's been a strong area right here. Look, we bounced right there, 22,760, came back above 800. We bounced there, 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 we bounced there. We fell below, we came back, we bounced there again. So you can see we've clearly hit this area many times and used it as proper support. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did get a bounce. All right. We got to break back inside this pattern, though. We got to see some green movement here on this trend line that I just drew. Or we're headed even lower. Liquidity is headed back down, and that's, you know, there's the M there, the dump to the downside, and there was a mini M on the right side of that M. See it right here? I'm telling you that the price action will tell you what it's going to do. All you need to understand is stochastics and support or resistance. Look, stochastics came back up, did not get it back above the resistance. There you go. Man, we might go below the weekly 200 MA. Let's take a look at that too. That's going to be a big deal. That will freak me out. Like, that's not a good look. So let's take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly. All right. And I'll look at the all-time history index here. All right. Bitcoin is very human. It held back by fear and uncertainty. Funny. So we take a look at the weekly. All right. And I'm going to get rid of everything here. Yeah, like I perform at a high level every single day. And to do this, I need to eat my food. I need to take care of my body. I put myself through a high mental, it's good stress, but I put just like a basketball player, that's stress. Tom Brady puts himself through stress. Every single time you see him do 4 quarters, that's heavy stress. Every time you see me on this live stream, I'm stressed. I'm not stressed in a bad way. It's positive stress, but it is stress. My body is not going through, I'm not getting a massage. I'll tell you that. I'm not sitting back and getting a back massage during my live stream. I'm being pressed to I have trolls coming at me. I have nice people asking me questions. I got super chats to deal with. I got moderators that I want to make sure get respected and taken care of, right? And I got new people coming into the stream that need to be treated with properly every single time too. So I can't get the likes up to the watchers. Just not going to happen today. 380 likes. We're going to stop. There's just 100, 200 of you are just going to play. 114 people are just not going to give that like. Just not going to do it, huh? No matter what I do, no matter how many free ideas I give, no matter how many gains I throw out there, no matter how many setups I talk about. Come on, everybody. 500 people on the live. Here we go. Let's get those likes up and get us back to 600 people on the live like we know we deserve. The Lifer crew, baby. You guys can do this. It's up to you, each and every one of you. I need each and every one of you to do the damage. All right? You always get my like. Shout out to Pete Game. I love you. Dump it for Papa. Dump it for Papa. I mean, I wouldn't mind cheaper Bitcoin prices for sure. You know. Come on, people. We need the likes. Guys, like, please. Thank you so much. 415. I appreciate each and every one of you who hit that like button. Thank you so much. 419. About to hit 420. $33.18 on the Super Chats on the 33. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. we make big gains. I mean, we made huge gains the last 3 days in the market. We found where so much money was hiding in the markets. So right now, this weekly is just creeping and hanging right above the 200. We closed below that. It's not a good look. Not a good look at all. However, one thing I have been showing is the total market cap of all of cryptocurrency. Let's take a look at total. And that's been well above the 200 on the weekly. You see what I'm saying? Like it don't matter. Now, yes, it's a rising wedge could break down to the downside, and we talked about that. And the weekly channeled all the way back up, and, you know, I would have liked a lot more. Like I said that last time. See, when the weekly came up here, we came up and we didn't get a lot of movement. When the weekly comes up, you expect, like, here's a weekly low, and the weekly oscillates up, and look how much movement we got on price action. I mean, that was a mammoth bull run. So you're thinking, oh, every time the weekly comes up, mammoth bull run. Here we did it. So we got lower again. And look, the weekly came up and gave us nil. Didn't break the previous high. Same thing I look at on the 15 minutes. Same thing I look at on the smaller time frames. I trade this way. I use the stochastics RSI with the support and resistance, and we don't break the previous high, we're rolling back over to the downside. It's that simple, okay? Stochastics here are getting high on the weekly, and we're not getting anywhere near above the previous high. I'll tell you that right now. This looks like to roll over, to me, back to 10K. So don't be surprised. I want everyone to be clear by this too, because I'll be bullish for like 2 to 3 days because we're trading alts, and then she'll be like, oh, he's the bull guy. No. Like, I say every single day that I don't know where Bitcoin's going to go, and then I'm neither bullish nor bearish. I'm long-term bullish on Bitcoin because they keep printing money, and Bitcoin's not printed to zero. So you have to think there just has to be, you know. But like even just this little length of this pole here, I mean, that says you're going to dump back down to about 596. You know, at least maybe we double bottom here. You know, there's a chance we double bottom off a trillion, off 1 trillion. So we come up, come back here, and we bounce off what, 964, $900 billion. I would love to see this market not go below $1 trillion. Like, that's the deal here, you know. Take a look at the daily. Do you have daily support or resistance now? And you're just looking at it. Now, I like that the 50-day is moving back up to the upside. That's important. We need that to come back and cross the 200. Super important that it crosses the 200. Like, so important. All right. So this is what we're looking at here on the daily time frame. All right. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. However, we did hold this support. Previous resistance became new support for total. We're at a standstill. Everyone's like kind of biting their fingernails here, you know, and it's tight. I'll be honest. It's at the end of the day, when you use just regular TA, that's a rising wedge. Breaks down 68% of the time. You round up, that's a 70% chance. You did break this liquidity zone. You're dealing with a POC right here. See it? You have a POC on the total market cap. What is a POC? It's a point of control. See how it sticks out here? So the idea here is this. You don't get above this point of control. You head back down to this zone of liquidity. It's that simple. You break above this point of control. You head back to this zone of liquidity. It's that simple. All right? Shout out to Brandon, Crypto21. This man's on fire. He got the fuel in his system, and he's out here spitting some truth. Thank you so much, brother. Follow me on Twitter. I appreciate that. Look at that. Thank you, Brandon B. Crypto2181. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for the Twitter love, man. Follow me on Twitter at cryptolifer33. I would greatly appreciate it. We're blowing up on Twitter, 7,129 followers and moving. We're also live on Twitter right now. Our lovely one viewer that likes to watch on Twitter. But again, we're here, baby, every single day on multiple streams. Catch me on TikTok, catch me on Facebook, catch me on YouTube and Twitter. We also have a new Instagram account, The Real Cryptolifer, if you want to check me out. And we're going to be moving to cryptolifer.com very shortly. Get excited, get ready. Big moves happening. And we're rebranding with a new logo. We have big things coming your way. So I'm excited. We're going to rip this bear market's face off and continue to roll all the way to the next halving. I'm not going anywhere. We have staying power. We got a chest. We got a war chest. We're not going anywhere. We're not one of those companies that doesn't make it through the bear run. We actually expanded during the bear run. We doubled during the bear run. We taught people how to short the market. We taught people how to take advantage of the market any single way it went. Shout out to the 782 lifers in the freaking trading group. Unbelievable. One of my wildest dreams to hit 777 people. That was like a dream of mine. That one day I'd have 770 people, that we could ever achieve that. I'm excited. Shout out to the 447 people hitting that like. You guys are getting us going to 511 people in the live. Keep it going. We'll get back to 600. We're going to educate so many people on this beautiful night. Stay blessed. Stay grateful. You know, I'm grateful my wife made me eggs. I'm grateful that I have a beautiful body to eat eggs in. I'm grateful that I can get hungry. But I was hangry, man. I'm telling you right now. I was hungry. Like, you know, it almost felt like food was like stolen from me. You know what I'm saying? Because I can cook eggs. Like, I have two hands. And I can cook them on time too. Like, I would have had a nice meal by 7:30 and I would have been meditating, getting ready for my live stream. It's important that this is a lesson for everybody. If you do something intensive for your life that takes heavy focus, you got to make sure things are in place. You know, like I do my live stream at 8, around 6:30, I got to start honing in and focusing. I can't be like running around with people up until 7:15 and then running home, and it doesn't work for me. I've tried it a few times and it's not good. I need to start mental focus, getting ready. I have a serious job that takes serious mental focus for me to achieve it properly. Otherwise, I'm just yapping and showing random charts and really nobody's getting anything. My focus is the key. The fact that we can revisit a chart from yesterday, the fact that we can see where Bitcoin was this morning and then come back this afternoon, the fact that we can learn what to retest and watch all these different things takes extreme mental focus, okay? Doesn't happen overnight. So look, the bullish divergence that we just found here on the 15-minute or the 5 that could catalyst back up into the upside, right? Could make this channel. Could be making that inverted head and shoulder. Can we get back on up? I'm seeing some signs of bearishness though, as Bitcoin can't get back above areas and it's losing 23,000. It battled in this area for a long time. Honestly, the more you hit an area and can't get above it, the more you're likely to get finally rejected by it. You know? It's like you couldn't do it. 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 I mean, why? Like, what was going on? 23,000 just would not happen. Take a look at Bookmap and you can see they did lower that liquidity a little bit. It shows you got more red down here. So there's more people going for 22.5 than up here at 23,250. However, it's any man's game. I would love a short squeeze right now, but I'm not, you know, there's no guarantee we're going to see it. We do see some buy zones in these, you know, bigger, but the biggest red ball here, that shows the ball show the size of the volume. That's a lot of volume. That's our big red ball right there. Heavy, heavy volume. So showing that the sellers are the biggest boys in town right now, and they want to push us down to 22,500 as I'm getting egg burps. Sorry about my egg burps. Appreciate it. All right. So there's bullish divergence on the 15, on the 5-minute. Sorry. Can we get, now we have heavy resistance here on the 5. And so you identify local resistance. Couldn't get above here, you fell back below. So now if Bitcoin can't get above 22,900, you know, you could say 989, you could call it 23K, you're bearish, you know? Right here, you might bearishly retest this now too, you know? You definitely bearishly retested this. You fell out of this, you tried to get back in, and you fell out again. You'd have to V-shape recovery. So for me, for Bitcoin to even begin, it's got to get back above this white line right here, and it's got to get back above this resistance at 23,065. Like, if it can't get back above 23K, bear city, and we're going to start shorting the market, right? I said always keep a short on hand at any given moment in time. Even when you're 100% bearish, always keep a short on hand. Always. At any given moment in time, always keep a short on hand. It's super, super important. Okay? Super important. So take a look here. Let's take a look at Bitcoin 3S. In the dumps on the daily, like, shows that it kind of wants to make a move. You know what I'm saying? 4-hour 2 wants to move up. So look at that. I mean, and so you want to look at it like this. So look at that. I mean, you also have bullish divergence here on the RSI. You see that? See how you have swing down and swing down, but you're kind of flat on the 4-hour time frame. Look at this right here. Would suggest that you will get a bounce to the upside right here. Boom. You know? So that's, you know, and then you have a higher low here hanging out. And then if you zoom in, you're at a POC right there. You get above the POC, you're likely to head back to your next liquidity zone, which is right about here. So if Bitcoin takes a bit of a beatdown tonight, or, you know, and you can almost say this is a flag. You could say it's a shoulder, head, and a shoulder. I get it. But you could say it's a flag, broke back in the flag, and bang. So if Bitcoin continues to dump, this will pump for you, right? And this is, you can trade this bullishly on KuCoin. You don't even have to know how to short, all right? Everyone thinks you're a bullshit. Oh, I don't know how to short. I'm not a big shot. This is a beautiful short right here for Bitcoin. You make 22% gains, you know, there's not you, but my buddy named you. But anything is possible. Look at 533 people on the live. That's unbelievable, with 33 chat revenue on the 33 every day. Today I went into a store, bought a hat. Then I bought a Frisbee. And then at the last minute, my daughter had a pair of bubbles in her hand. And I said, hey, I grabbed the bubbles too. And I handed the guy the bubbles. And he was like 33.04. And I told him I hit 33 all the time. My wife came in the store. I was like, guess how much everything was? And she was like, $33. So it's like, it's all the time, you know. Keep those likes coming. You people control the stream. You're in control. You're the one that gets me where I'm going in life. I showed up and then people kept showing up. And then we created a community. We created a movement. Now we're on the way. So I wouldn't be here without each and every one of you. So it's each and every one of you that does it. So I need each and every one of you to continue to do it, because that's how we got here in the first place. You empower me. I empower you. Together we form a strong bond and we take over the world. That's simple. I'll show up every day if you can. And if we can make that pact together, who knows what we can accomplish? We're going for $10 billion. We want to give away 9. Maybe we can make 100 and give away 90. Let's not stop at 10 billion, but my first goal is 10 billion, give away 9. Maybe we can get to 100 bill. Maybe 250 bill. Maybe $1 trillion. I don't think we should ever cap ourselves off. There's unlimitedness in this universe. It's limitless. You are limitless in this space. You can go anywhere, become anything, dream of anything you want, and literally go after it. All right? Now, you know, I truly believe whatever you put your mind to, you can accomplish. Whatever you put your mind to, you can accomplish. I truly believe it with my heart and soul. I live in my dreams now, so why can't you? I used to dream about being on YouTube. I was out of work, working 9 to 5 with a boss telling me, why don't you come over here? I dreamed about not being there. I said, wouldn't it be a great day when I could just live my own life? I could travel the world. I could do whatever I put my mind to. And I got here, and we're just beginning, but I opened the door. I started the path. If I can do it, you can do it. No difference between me and you. I had depression, ADHD. I still wild out. I still go up and down. I still have so many things I need to discipline myself for, you know? People can only take so much. Eventually we crack. Today was a crazy day for me. It was an easy day, but it was also a vexing day, you know? Had to have, like, you know, a really serious conversation with someone that I truly love. I also had to wait for food constantly today for whatever reason. I don't know why. It was like God was teaching me patience. And, you know, I cracked on patience at the end of the day. I'm going to have to go for the patience test one more time. It's every time you get more patience, you need even more than you thought you needed. It's constant. It's constant. It's constant. You know? Constant. Ride the waves. 90% of your income donated. That's amazing. That's what we want to do. Yeah. What levels would you be looking for a good short selling entry? Hey, cryptolifer, how come you don't have a Twitch? I do. I'm live right now on Twitch. Shout out to all my Twitcharians watching me on Twitch right now. Hope you're all doing well. We're on Twitch, dude. Yeah, we're on Twitch, man. We should be live on Twitch right now. Yeah. Twitch. But look, you even Google Twitch and it doesn't even come up. That's how, like, crazy it is. Oh, yeah, Twitch TV. There it is. But we should be live right now. You know, let's double check the Twitch feed. Since you're saying it. Yeah, there's a cryptolifer on Twitch. And I'm pretty sure we're live right now. Streaming live now. See that? That's me right there on Twitch. That's me right there on Twitch. I don't know where it is, though. I can't. Twitch. I'm somewhere. I don't know where, though. But we are on Twitch. I don't know where it is, though. I can't see it. I'm somewhere. I don't know where, though. But we are on Twitch. Yeah. Anyway. We're on Twitch, man. YouTube's way better than Twitch, dude. Yeah. Exercise your mind. Yeah, I'm no doctor, so I need no patience. Patience is like gathering wood for fire for a night. When you think you got enough, get back and get twice as much more than you have. I know, man. Every time I think I have it cornered, and I think I'm like the Zen master, I'm not. I realize I'm not, and I have so much more to work on. You know what I'm saying? I'm still struggling with the essences of the human mind and body and the emotions that go through it. But when you're hungry, it's not easy, honestly. It's even harder to deal with, you know? No excuses, though. I can hear the echo. We hear the echo. You good? Lifer, where is your birthday? It's in April, man. I'm an Aries, dude. So now you want to zoom into the smaller time frames. And you want to see if you're making a bear flag. And if you are, that's no good look, right? So you got some buy pressure back to the upside there. That's pretty good, showing you that there was a lot of buys that came in fast. I mean, that shows you we should pump. Shoulder, head, and a shoulder. I'm projecting an inverted head and shoulder. Bullish divergence in the 5-minute. Propel us back to the upside. Yes, you do better, but I was just shooting my guy a follow on all the platforms. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Go to all of them all, and I appreciate that. Crypto Portuguese is the family-friendly show. Please keep it clean. Thank you. The echo was from the Twitch stream. Yes. No excuses. I know. No excuses. It's an egg day. Get my wallet pregnant every day. Thanks for the knowledge given here. Shout out to Gino Paul 6. We love you, brother. Keep that pregnant wallet. Cryptolifer, look at the weekly RSI with the moving average. It's all the way down at the bottom and sitting on the average. That could indicate the weekly Stokes will come up and get pinned. Let's take a look at the weekly. So look, I mean, 23% gains possibly coming out of the Bitcoin short. So Bitcoin, let's go. This is ripping back to the upside. Watch this short for Bitcoin. Watch the short for Bitcoin. And like the last 2 days, I didn't post a short for Bitcoin. I said always have one on the ready, but I don't post one. When I start posting the short, should definitely heed it, because I don't post the short a lot in the Discord until I really feel like there's a chance the short's going to play out. So remember, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I'm just saying, begin watching this short closely. All right. Sometimes you go schlong. You open up a long and a short at the same time. One starts to rip, you close the other one. It's not the worst idea in the world, you know. It's not the worst. It takes some time, you know, but you open up a schlong. You go short long. You know what I'm saying? So. All right. Let's get back into that chat. How y'all doing tonight? What did you guys have to eat tonight? What are you guys eating tonight? Let me know. Aries for life. Shout out to Vincent Mark, my man. My mom, my sister, and my daughter born in April, man. Crazy, right? Thanks for your time. Lifer 2024. Let's do it, baby. When do we short? Schlong. You're funny. But you got to put an H in there. Schlong. Schlong is the Jason move. Yeah, he goes schlong all the time. My B-day is tomorrow, and I forgot to take work off. Hopefully, with the knowledge here, I'll be able to quit in a couple years and say goodbye to the 9 to 5. You'll do whatever you put your mind to. If that's your goal and your dream, you'll get to it. Write it down. Say, this is what I want to do. Work for it every day until you get there. And you'll get there. Could we see Monero? We could. Split probability. Yep. Had chicken, potatoes, and green beans. Saturday night, Domino's Pizza. Just had that food, my brother. Get a good meal in, my dude. Just had Thai food. Ooh, that's nice. Watermelon and mangoes. Thai drunken noodles. Chocolate marshmallow ice cream cone. Wow. Lifer, are we shorting, bro? Let's hit 500 likes. I think my wife's bitter after hearing this stream earlier. She's literally just brought out food for everyone except me. Are you serious, man? Hey, bro, I plan on joining the 99, but I want a computer so I could dive in and get a full potential from your knowledge. I get it. Get yourself a computer and then jump on it. Yeah, I would agree. Indian chicken curry. I had tacos. Liquidity grab is right. Welcome to trading on Binance. Yep. Black Eyed Peas. And honestly, trading on the weekends is scammy. Price action is scammy on the weekends. Really scammy price action, so be careful. I would expect up and downs like this with low liquidity. My NMR, though, look. I put out MMR just the other day. Numeraire. Up 9%. Not a lot, but still up 9%. Funny that Phantom short starting to kick in now. The BNB short starting to kick in now. But on the 4 hour, it's already high. It kind of shows me that there's not a lot of love for the altcoins. I wouldn't short these altcoins. They look pretty good. The Gala short looks all right, actually. Gala been pumping, though. Standard had a nice pump. We talked about Limpo. I put this out earlier today. I was looking at it last night, one of those, because look, why did I put it out? Well, let's look at it. I looked at it on the daily time frame, number one. The daily was moving on me. It looked like it was going to move. Breaking out. Went up even more. In total, it went up 9%. But it bounced on the 706 Fibonacci. Now, if you join my trading group, you're going to learn what the 706 Fibonacci is. It's a secret fib that only people in my trading group use. I don't see anyone else online using it. Maybe some other people do. I was given it by an institutional trader. I'm really not supposed to let it out the bag. I try not to talk about it too much, but it's a gem. And if you know what the 706 is, it'll change your life. You'll start making different gains and different trades that other traders don't see. And I can teach you this stuff. And this is just the beginning of what I can teach you. There's so much more going on behind the scenes. So I use the 702. Well, they don't. They use the 706. So you kind of want to use what they're using, you know? Anyway. Institutional traders, man. All right. So the shorts are up 3%, whatever. You know, AVAX has been pumping hard on the short. If you remember correctly, I believe it would be time to short AVAX because AVAX has just been pumping. Now, unless the market continues to rip, but AVAX has been hot recently, and it's kind of in a cup and handle, somewhat triple bottoming here, right? So I could see this thing boom. All the way up 700% gains. I don't know about 700%, but 100, 200, you never even know. The market dumps. These are the coins they're going to play. So you watch Bitcoin, you wait for bearish retest, you watch Bitcoin, you keep looking at it, you look at it. When you feel that you've lost a bigger level and you come back to retest, you open up shorts on the 3S tokens on KuCoin. These are electronically traded funds. This is where you can take advantage of the market. Yeah, and look, I'm still in quant. I've been in quant for days, for 2 weeks now. We got into quant at like 110, 105, or if you remember, 104. I talked about quant possibly pumping to the upside. I put it out. And look at quant making serious gains. Look at quant now up 18% and moving. Look at the daily, but the daily's getting a little spent now. You also have bearish divergence on quant. Look, swing up to swing up, and this swings to the downside. That'd be a good time for me, I believe, to take some profits. I'm actually going to go close my quant trade as we speak. I thought it was going to be a long-term hold. I like quant. I think it's going to do damage, but at the price it is and where it's sitting at, I believe there's better projects out there that I could take advantage of. So quant's just not going to do it for me anymore. Yeah. Quant. Let me take a look at my quant trade here. Yeah, up $121, up 11% on quant. It took a long time, but 120 bucks on. I put $1,050 in there. I had built a bigger trade. This was my secondary edition, and I've been in it since 7/19. Like that's lame. Took me, but I made 11%. See, I make my gains, and I'm gonna hit right now, close, boom, and I just closed my trade for quant. I'm taking my profits off the bearish divvy. I don't like that. And we're high on the stochastic. So I'm out, closed it for 11.66%. I made $122 off of $1,000. Man, not the greatest. It was an older trade that I had already other trades open and I let it run. So there you go. Quant, baby, quant. Money. And I'm adding, you know what? I'm starting to do a long-term trade. This is the one thing I do on this channel too that a lot of people don't is I'll tell you what I'm DCing into and what I'm building a big bag of. I don't mind being really honest about it because 80% of the time I hit it pretty well. So I know if I go out there on a limb and I say exactly what I'm doing and I stay to it, usually it plays out pretty well. I've done it many times. So, as a professional investor for myself, again, I'm not a financial advisor for anyone else, but for myself, I consider myself professional. That's what I do. I look up coins. I look up projects. I have 20x, 50x, 100x. I found EGLD at 20. I found Atom at 5. I found Link at $1.78 before we go to 30, 50 bucks. I found so many coins on the low if you watch my channel before they even blew up. And I invested good money in them. I found VeChain below a penny. Watched it go to 27 cents. All sorts of craziness. 14x in it. I would get in at like 1.15. I saw the Matic IEO the night it came out. I remember trading Matic when it was under a penny. So I've seen all these coins do damage. I talked about, my Phantom Call is famous at the 8, the 20s. I called the bottom of Bitcoin and the Phantom Call, and that thing would go to 350 and do a 20x. It was pretty crazy, right? We found SafeMoon. We were one of the first people to ever buy it on the live stream before anyone else knew what it was. We found Shiba Inu before anyone knew what it was on 418. I have the timestamps to prove it. So we're good at finding investments. I'm good at it. and I look for them all the time. An investment that I'm looking at right now, long term, like I'm talking a 4-year hold, is FLUX. I like what FLUX is doing. I like the infrastructure. I like what it's creating, and I like what it could create. I like that people are locking up 100 millions of these things. I don't like that the 4-hour just went bearish on us on a lot of these time frames. That's an M right there. You couldn't get above the previous resistance. So 4-hour had a little bit of legs. There was a chance it could flip. But now you're coming down on the whole time frame. Basically 90% of the coins are overbought on the 4-hour time frame. 1 hour is trying to hold you back here and make a move. There's a chance they're getting tight. See, that total market cap moving above the 200 got me frisky, but anything is possible. Sad, I kind of want to look at the ES1 right now, right? E-mini futures, like they really give me a lot of insight. Not being able to see them at any moment in time, like I don't think they're not going to be running right now. So they're paused. Right now, the futures, they'll be back, they'll be back on in not too long, tomorrow afternoon. But I want to see this, like the S&P has to break back inside this pattern. If it bearishly retests this, that's a bearish retest too, and you're dumping out of the rising wedge. Look, the rising wedge just fell out. You bearish retest, you're dumping to the downside. It's also a bit of a slanted M. I want you to understand that sometimes patterns aren't exactly as you were shown by your mentors or teachers. That's slanted, but that's still an M to the downside, back to this liquidity zone. This is a rising wedge that breaks down 68% of the time. The 4 hours getting a little spent. Yeah, 4 hours oversold on the ES1. See, that's interesting. Bitcoin's high, but this is not. This could be our saving grace Monday morning. I'll tell you that right now, Sunday night. ES1 starts to pump at the 4 hour. That's going to change the whole way Bitcoin reacts. That's pretty exciting, to be honest. So, yeah, that's like a big deal. That's a big deal. So we don't want to see this M break to the downside. That's possible. What can stop that is if the 4 hour takes control and pumps us to the upside. 1 hour also gets us back inside this pattern. All right. So I'll be watching this closely because this will front run Bitcoin. And what we see on this will definitely have an impact up until the decoupling and Bitcoin goes its own way, which will happen. In my humble opinion, I don't know when, but it will. Only a matter of time. Like centuries, I love that. Talib Kweli used to say that. Only a matter of time. He's like, I knew it was eventually meant for me. It was only a matter of time, like centuries. I love that. Because like any matter of time is a matter of time. That's a bear flag on the 15. All right. If that decides to complete like that, and that's going to continue to dump. On the 5 minute, I'm sorry. So we're going to watch these smaller. I watch smaller time frames during dumps. They're going to show you the double bottom first. They're going to show you the inverted head and shoulder. You're going to find the divergence. You're going to find your end result quicker on the smaller time frame if you're looking for when the dump is over. Right now, the bears don't have a lot of liquidity. They dumped us quickly on a scam wick, but it didn't really do much. What it did do is it broke this little bullish triangle, bullish rectangle, which we had just started forming anyway. That was a long consolidation, by the way. However, we're still kind of playing games here with this bottom trend line. So in my mind, we're still in this bigger symmetrical triangle. We haven't broken it yet, and we're oversold in the 15 and the 1 hour. I'm still expecting that bounce back to the upside, even if it just gets to here, the top of the zone. All right. Shout out to the 528 people on the live. 500 likes, $66.16 in super chats. Thank you so much for the love. Let me jump on into the super chats and see what's happening. Now that my food is starting to actually digest, I feel great. Just got to pay it forward. A wise man once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're always right. Yo, that's true. Whether you think you can or you think you're right, you're always right. You are a culmination of your beliefs and thoughts. If every moment in time you believe you can, then you will. Simple as that. A pump is coming tomorrow, according to my moon chart. Hey, now that's time to buy and hold 3x leverage longs for the midterm. Now's the time to buy and hold 3x longs for midterm money, not financial advice, my man. Talib Kweli, bringing it back. Yep, I remember riding a bike, days of ride. No, I remember dying a right from days of flying my kite and riding my bike. Agreed, me 6. Why did you say agreed, me 6? Who is me 6? Can't is a bad word in our house. I treat it no different than a cuss word with my kiddos. Shout out to me 6, man. I love you. Agreed. You say can't, you get out of the house immediately. Super chats, MBL and Jupe. MCRT is going to be a banger. Interesting. If BOOKMAP shows a red wall at 19,000, does that mean that the price will drown down there? I don't see a red wall at 19,000. What are you saying? You see that? I don't see that. I don't see any liquidity down there at all. Looks like nobody's grabbing 19K. Looks like we're locked up, and the lowest we go here is 22,500 for a bounce. There's a lot of buying right here. They want to get down. You can see the BOOKMAP liquidity is going for 22,500 area. It's a big deal, right? Shout out to Me6, man, lifer for life. Thoughts on HBAR? A lot of big corporations backing it. You know what? I never really truly liked it, but, you know, I like making money. And I'll be honest, recently it's been getting some headway. I knew about it when it first came out. I asked Charles Hawkinson's about HBAR at a live summit because Swirls, the guy who created it, Tim something, he worked for like the NSA government programs. There's some weird government connection that HBAR has through my research. You do your own, you might come to the same conclusion. At the end of the day, it's the same rising wedge that Bitcoin's in. And if Bitcoin drops out of it, this will drop out of it. If Bitcoin pumps, this will pump. You see? I still have faith in that 22-hour making gains. I still have faith that Bitcoin could go, but I don't know where it's going to go. The second you tell yourself you know, the second I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to long, you could get hurt. So I'm open-minded every moment in time, because if I tell myself it's going to go a certain way, then if tonight I see a bearish retest, then I'm going to not listen to it. If I'm open-minded, I'm just going to look at the TA, and the TA is going to tell me, okay, bearish retest, highly likely to drop, you know? And yes, it's not always going to go the way it's likely to go, but if you trade the probabilities, you're going to win most of the time, because you're going to trade the probabilities. That's what beginners don't realize. They jump in at the middle of nowhere. You know, they have no frame of reference because they don't have you have to trade consistently to find probability. When you just jump in out of nowhere, there's no probability. So you're trying to find something that doesn't exist until you put in the work. That's why I always tell everyone nothing can change time in the market. Everyone wants time in the market, but they don't want to put time in the market. I'm like, well, then what are you going to do? So to get time in the market, right, is to work and to just be in there, to be in the zone. And over time, you begin to see a lot of things and you begin to learn probability, because you're back, well, every time this is this way, I saw this pump. I saw a pump on Tesla. I saw a pump on the Dow. And that's another thing. You'll see a set of oscillators and you'll see that same thing happen on multiple assets. That's when you really realize you're getting somewhere, because you're going to be like, oh, that doesn't just happen on Bitcoin. That doesn't just happen on VeChain. That's what happens when technical analysis is placed on any asset. That's the beauty of it, in my humble opinion, you know. So, and you just don't get that knowledge without putting in the work, you know. People want it so bad. They think they can just, you know, snap their fingers and get it. It just doesn't work like that, you know. I talked about this ACA. I said it was getting tight in a channel. This thing blasted. Look, even higher than I thought it would go. I had my measured move there, right? Damn, funny, it did pause there. But look, all the way up at 33.4% gains for ACA. So we took, honestly, today from the morning to midday was the time to take massive gains. Then around 4 or 5, things started to fizzle out. Bitcoin kept going sideways, some more coins pumped, and then we got this little drop towards the end of the day. So there was gains to be had, and I was reminding my team all day, you know, you know, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor, but you got to sell the red days. You got to. I mean, the green days. You got to sell green days. Sorry. You got to sell the green days. You know, a trader, I can't tell you what to do, but a trader must sell green days, because if you don't sell the green days, you have no money for the reds. You know, you got to be able to buy the reds. TRB was a great trade. Shout out to anyone that jumped into TRB. Look, I talked about the alert system. It hit here. It did come up, bounced again, made a double bottom, and flew out again, though, for 24% gains. Shout out to anyone that jumped into TRB. We nailed TRB. It was a beautiful trade. No stop loss got hit in the making of this trade. Beautiful move for TRB. No, it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Someone asked about Ethereum. Let's take a look at the Super Chats again. Let me know what you're saying here in the Super Chats. Can I get a roll call? Where's everybody from? We haven't done this in about a week or two. Where's everybody from on a Saturday night? Bro, look at ABT. ABT, brother. Fabian. It's ALBT, isn't it? I think it is ALBT. Yeah. Argentina. We got someone from Argentina. We got people from Panama, California, North Hollywood, Long Island, ETH, Detroit, Germany, Ireland. Shout out to CC, my man Owen. Ontario, Colorado, Sarasota, baby. Port Angeles, Washington, upstate New York, San Antonio, Wichita, Kansas, Chicago, Amsterdam, Lancaster, Tennessee, Indiana, Chesapeake, Puerto Rico, Edmonton, Honduras, man. Butler, New Jersey, Space Coast, Florida, my man. Oh, you just reminded me of my man. He hasn't been on the stream in a long time, all the way from Cape Canaveral, Portugal. St. Bart until next week, my man. That must be beautiful. Pakistan, lifer, my guy. What's good? Uruguay, Amsterdam, Augusta, Salt Lake City, Minnesota, Nigeria, Pakistan, Maine, India, North Cal, Dallas, ABT brother, Texas to Panama, Washington, PA, Egypt, man, Egypt, Long Beach, UK, Alberta, India, England, Ghana, Texas. I scalped half of each when everything was up this morning and stuck it in USDT. Should I continue to hold for lower bars? Do you think it'll pump? I'll never tell you what to do, my man. Don't ask Craig Wayne. Actually, that wasn't Craig Wayne. That was someone else. I don't know who it was, but I won't tell you what to do, man. Angela Payton. Angela, I will never tell you what to do with your money. Don't ask questions like that. MBL, Jup. South Carolina. Can you see the OPE chart? I'll take a look at OPE because we have... My wife's from Eggsland. That's funny. Australia. Philippines. Super Global. Global Elites. Perth, Australia. Canada. Ethereum TA, please, brother. Crypto Wifer, someone. Funny. Pakistan. We love you, Crypto Wifer. You're the best. Without her, I would be nothing. We all know that. Let's take a look at MBL. No, she helped me turn me into the man I am today. I used to drink a little bit. Every time I drank, she gave me a face. I said, there's just no need of that in your life. One day I finally said, you know what? I'm going to make you a proud woman. I'm never going to touch it again for the rest of my life. And I remember when I said it to her, I meant it. I was done. I was finally done with alcohol forever. And it's been, I think the last time I had like one, my neighbor was like, have a beer. It was like, I had like one beer on Halloween. And I remember doing my live stream at night and just feeling funky and just being like, I don't want to do this ever again. You know, I don't even want one or two, just pointless. So whenever I see my neighbor, he's always like, you want a beer? And I'm always like, nah. I used to do it because I felt awkward. I didn't know how to say no to him. So I'd be like, yeah. And I'd like kind of pour it out when he wasn't looking and like sip on it. Because I was new to my neighborhood and I didn't want to be rude, you know. And then my wife would catch me, why are you drinking a beer? And I was like, because I have like social anxiety. I don't know how to say no to the guy. Now I just look at him. I'm like, I don't do it, man. I don't do it. I have no problems telling him, right, I don't want the booze, man. It's also Bud Light. It's so processed and bad for me. You don't need that stuff. You're working out every day. You need that stuff in your life. Dude, MBL looks like it's about to blast to the upside. I like the tightness. I like the move here. Higher low, getting into tight zones. 1 hour is oversold. 4 hour is not, though. See, the 4 hour is overbought. Trying to point to the downside. That's sketchy. If Bitcoin dumps, MBL will dump with it regardless of how nice it looks on the 1 hour time frame. So I want to make that very clear. So if you go to scalp this, it's a little sketch right now. I'd be watching Bitcoin for that flag and all the other things. MBL does look okay. You could see a move on the 1 hour. 15 minute and the 1 hour both oversold. All right. But you could wait for the breakup and the retest of the top trend line. That's what you could be looking for. Once you break above this zone or a retest of this zone. That way you don't get bagged out in a fake out that doesn't do much. Retests are great because they don't leave you lost in the sauce. Let's take a look at Jupe. I'm in Jupe, about to get rid of it. I hold the trade until it gets boring enough to just like, come on, like, even a loss is funner than nothing. Like, I don't mean that, but you know what I mean? Like, you're in a trade and you're like, I'm down $40 for 3 days straight. It's like, okay, you know, like, just let me lose my $100 and move on, for Christ's sakes. But I shouldn't say it, but for Christ, you know what I mean? Like, for Pete's sake is what I should be saying. I do see some things here for Jupe, though. I see a couple things. Number one, this pattern is still intact. This one here. See this? And you're tight. You're super tight. Right? We can readjust this bottom one too as well. And there you have it. I mean, Jupe just going tighter and tighter. And the tighter something gets, the more explosive it usually becomes. You see what I'm saying? So it's like patience goes to... Also, Jupe has paid me many times. The last time I was in a Jupe trade, I waited 8 or 9 days. And then I eventually took like 30%. I was sitting here like this, sideways, boom. And then I took it. I took some gains there. One of these pops. I can't remember exactly which one. But something like that for Jupe. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. 520 likes, 520 people. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Now I can't even say, can I get the likes up to the watches? So I got them. I thought we'd propel us up to 700 viewers, but that tells you a lot. I mean, that tells the algorithm that people are liking what they're watching, that they're really, really enthralled, that they're really there. It should send more people into their algorithm. See, this is something you don't see anywhere else. This should be pumping the algo. The algo should be throwing people at this live stream because they're like, wow, people that pick up on the algo, they get sent in here, they stay, and they like the incentive. What they don't like is that I don't run the ads on people all the time. They want me to run the ads on people, you know. $68 in chat revenue. Thank you so much. Now we have more viewers than the likes. Bang, bang, bang. Can I get the viewers? Nah, I can't say anything. But thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate that. That's how you rock a stream. Thank you very, very much. Much appreciated to each and every one of you. $68 in chat revenue, too. Thank you so much. I am blessed. I appreciate each and every one of you. That is a nice lunch for tomorrow and dinner. That's like dinner tomorrow. So MBL and Jupe. Jupe is getting very, very tight. Let's take a look at Jupe on the 4-hour time frame because it's not good on Bitcoin. Okay, it's indecisive and in the middle here for Jupe. Telling me that it's not time. I wouldn't exit my trade. I'm going to keep my stop loss. It's taking some pain. It's taking some time. I'm going to wait till I either get my gains or kicked out of my trade. Another thing I like about Jupe, it's extremely oversold on the daily time frame. Not many coins are doing this. Jupe getting ready for a move, in my humble opinion, on the daily. Falling volume with falling price. I'm actually still in this trade, and I understand why now. Now I'm looking at it, I'm like, I get it, Sam. I get why you want to be in this trade, you know? So, interesting enough, right? I mean, the daily's tight. The 4 hours indecisive. The 1 hour still got some move to the upside, and it's going sideways. Anything could happen. It could get stopped out in 2 seconds, and this thing could go down to zero. I'm open-minded that anything could happen at any time. Read Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Your mind will be situated, be ready to go. Yo, thank God I ate that food. If I didn't eat that food, I think I was going to crash. I think you guys are going to see me do my first real crash on live stream.
That other guy did it, and he got more viewers, remember?
Chico Crypto?
Yeah.
He cried about leaving. No, but he was going through a lot of emotional pain, man. I don't want to make fun of him. Like, he's a nice guy. I actually thought about him last night. He has that voice that makes him sound like he almost makes you think he was in a movie before, you know? Mm-hmm. I thought that's why he's popular. He has that, like... If I do my best Chico Crypto impression...
Stop.
It's not about... No. He grew on me after that. Honestly. He grew on me after that. He did something amazing. I mean, I've cried on my chest. When he did that, I guarantee he got a stronger group because people watch that. Some people made fun of him and called him a wuss. But dude, he broke down. I said, dude, YouTube is tough. YouTube's a tough life. Every single day, the algorithm beating you down in your mind. Man, I honestly, YouTube is so hard, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I know it's crazy. It is the hardest life you will ever live. Once you commit, it's all or nothing. That's why YouTubers don't have as much competition. Like how many YouTubers are there out there really in America of the 300 million people? It seems like everyone's a YouTuber, but they're really not. If you're a YouTuber, you're the only person on your street that's a YouTuber. Like everyone else has a regular job. You're not a normal person, you know? It feels like it's the most popular thing and everyone's doing it, but not everyone's banging on it. Everyone's trying to do it. Not everyone's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Chico is a cool guy. Chico Crypto and cryptolifer are both my daily coach in crypto. See, he likes Chico. He puts himself out there. I like him for it. Best of luck to Chico. Exactly. When he broke down like that, I don't know. That's another thing. BitBoy one day came out and said that, you know, he was on meth and he was running into parked cars and his life was like at zero. You know, he said that live on his live stream, dude. And I was sitting there like, wait, I thought you were like a YouTuber that always had a great life. And I looked at him and I'm like, wow, you bought yourself a Lamborghini. You changed your family's lives. You got one of the biggest channels on YouTube and you used to do meth and run into parked cars. So I just want everyone to know, if you're down and out right now, if you're in a tough spot, us YouTubers are here to tell you that you can go anywhere you want in life. Bro, LOL, bro, when you first starting and you tell someone you're going to create content on YouTube, yeah, people look at you like you're funny. People laugh at you. He says the pain is yet to come. The media made headlines out of BitBoy for admitting that. Whatever, man, who cares? The media? What media? The media jumped all over BitBoy for that. Whatever, man. Who's the media? What media? I would love to read that. I just thought that was amazing. And honestly, like, I reached out and I said, I'm not going to go tonight, but I went into some of my deep stories. If you guys have been watching my live, I shared something that happened to me that, you know, I shouldn't be alive a couple times in my life. My life's been taken from me in a way, and I shouldn't be here, and I still am. So that's why I believe I have a strong purpose in life. Shout out to Alex Yu for the $10.33. Wow, going up to $78 in chat revenue. You people were banging on them on a Saturday night. Super chats, Mana. Let's take a look at Mana. But Jupe looking good to me. Jupe's still good on the daily time frame. So, hey, if you focus on the bigger time frames in the day, look at that consolidation on the daily. I'm still in Jupe. Look, it's been sideways for what? 20 days? That's crazy. Most people can't wait. Hey, as long as my money comes out with more money, I don't care how long it waits. You know? As long as it comes out with more money, I don't care how long the trade takes. It's not about, it doesn't have to be. All right? Just want to make that clear. Everyone's always like, well, how long will you be in? How long? It's like, yo, you trade long enough. If you trade long enough, you're going to forget about how long you need to be in a trade. It's not going to matter to you. You're going to matter if the trade won or lost. That's it. That's the only thing that matters. Not how long it took. Yeah, we all want to make gains and we all want to pile it up. But I mean, Jupe is one of the few coins extremely oversold in the daily still. And that's the thing you're going to get out of this trading group too. All I do is watch the market all day long. I got scanners, I got things to watch, I got tips, tricks, and I know how to find any single coin needed. I go through KuCoin, Bitcoin, Binance, Coinbase, Mex Global, you name it. We're going to expand, we're going to find it. If it's out there, we will sniff it out. I worked today I was up at 7 a.m. I worked 5 hours by 12 o'clock at the live stream. Like, I'm back at it again tonight on a Saturday. It's a Saturday. Most people taking the day off. No day off for the lifer, man. No day off for the lifer. I get cold eggs, you know. Shout out to each and every one of you for coming on into the live. Thank you for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you for coming on in. Okay. Where did the chat go? There it is. All right. Super chats, Mana. cryptolifer, do you use a scanner? Yeah. Lifer is a machine. Hot has got to be oversold today. Hot coin, we'll take a look at that. BitBoy gets paid to shield so much. Oh. Ah, man. Yeah. People make mistakes, man. People make mistakes, you know. But I get it. I have a strong moral compass. I'm really, really keen on what I do and what I say. And I watch it, you know. BNB, Hollow 1, Pundy X, I'm waiting for a boom. Pundy X has been hot too. MOVR, please. I work on every Saturday and Sunday. Trying not to in the next few years, though, via crypto. Craig Wayne. 7 days a week, man. Respect to you, brother. I think it's hard to deal with the fame and the power. Mark Finbook said. Yeah, it is, yeah. Tom Crypto. Let's talk about Gods Unchained, my man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's take a look at Gods. Gods Unchained. On KuCoin. Wow, man. Gods was a hot project. To see it down like that kind of gets me a little sad. It really does. Like, that was... I thought Gods was going to do damage, man. 41 cents. I mean, I believe these metaverse coins can still pop. I think Seawar could pop. I think Gods could pop. Yield Guild Games. There's a lot of them on my radar. Cetify, anything that Alex Becker's into, he's got money. Him and Elo trades. You don't think they're gonna pump Cetify, all that stuff? Man, Altura, these things will come back. I'm telling you right now, the infrastructure's in place. Bitcoin comes on back, that whole market rips back up. Blocktopia, Gala, Naka, all that's gonna rock. Being able to DCA at the right time is the power move. Now, do we see more downside? There's a chance. Always be ready. I don't like how we're high on the daily and we didn't get much out of these. To me, that's just consolidation, though. Sometimes when you lack liquidity, you can't even go as low as you think, even you're high on the daily. So I would bowl these out and watch these just make long bowls. If you truly, what I do is I research. If I truly believe in a project, then I start to DCA in it at times like these. Not tons. I'm talking 250 at a time. You could buy 250 30 times. 10 times is 2,500. You do it 30 times, you're looking at a $7,500 position. You 10x that to 75,000. You build it slowly in a course of 3 to 6 months. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just saying what I do. I slowly build my positions. I hold them long term. Then I load them in the bull run. That's the key, you know. Sometimes I should sell even more, and I'm learning that too as much, you know. We all got to take more money off the table at the end of the day. Look at Cake in a rising wedge, and it's overbought. You know, it's likely to dump to the downside. Just simple as that. Simple as that, right? How far we go is the question. Can we double bottom? Cake double bottoms here. This is going to be a big deal. So you see Cake come up, double bottom here. That's going to be a rip to the upside. Cake has been moving, all right? Cake has been moving. The 4 hour for Cake wants to fly. Look at this. Can it flip the daily? So the 4 hour, but it is pushing down, and it may break that trend line. 1 hour is oversold, just like Bitcoin. 15 minutes oversold. So it's funny. You got an oversold 1 hour, an oversold 15 minute, and the 4 hour wants to rip back to the upside in a rising wedge. They break up parabolically. So if this makes a move, it's going to make a big move. It would actually have to flip that daily. Would I make a call on this? Honestly, it's high risk on a low liquidity Saturday night. But because Cake's been doing damage and people have been running into Cake for DeFi, I believe DeFi has picked up some steam. Bitcoin got a little busy and got a little legs. People got excited. Ethereum started to make a big move. Matic, the whole market, the DeFi market, even some Uniswap little crap coins started to move this week. You know, a micro cap coin that normally wouldn't even be talked about started to move. And so, you know, it's just showing the incentive, the idea that there's a chance Cake could get some gains. But look at the double top for Cake here. It's sketch. If you trade this, it's sketch. Don't be surprised if you get stopped out. However, this is the trade. Let me take a look at on Cake. I would be entering now because the 50 minutes low. That is my entry for Cake at 410. Also, Cake holding above $4 is a big deal. Psychological. We started getting into Cake at 366, 377. Cake is up nicely. Went to a high of what? 434 in total for Cake. So Cake was up 18% in the last 2 days. You know, that's beautiful. Cake would have to get a bounce here to the upside. Possibly. So what you could do, like I say, wait for the bullish retest. You might not get it. You might pump in and misses it. That's fine. But if you wait for the retest on most coins, that's what people don't realize. You look at 100 coins. You tell yourself you're only going to trade the retest. You set these up. You set coins up. When the retest doesn't happen on 80 of them, who cares? 20 of them have a retest. You look at the closest one. You only trade 4 or 5 for the, or you trade the one that is the best retest. The point is to know what you're looking for and wait for coins to fall into what you want. Not to go after every coin and then not beat yourself up if there was other coins that just didn't. Who cares? Like a beginner looks at it this way. I got into Cake and I wanted it here and it kept ripping. And they get, it didn't retest like I thought. That's a good thing. That means it wasn't an easy trade. It would have been a harder trade to figure out. Wait for the ones that give you exactly what you want. Trade the ones that give you what you want. Have a trading style. If you don't have a trading style, then you won't be able to trade the things that give you what you want. So you got to, in my mind, just to have that proper mentality, you got to join a trading group because you need to have a freaking trading mentality. You need to have a style. If you don't have a style, what can you do? You got nothing you can base your moves on. Then you have no probability, you have no science, and then your time in the market kind of gets disheveled because you're all over the place. If you're focused, you can use your time in the market the best way possible. What I mean by that is you're going to watch market structure. If you're like me, you're going to get obsessed and you're going to watch coins, and you're going to be in coins, you're going to watch and stuff. So you're going to be picking up on subconscious data. But if you're not focused, basically what I mean by this, if you don't chart your fibs someone could not know fibs and they'll watch price action for a month. And they'll know certain support or resistance and this and that. But once they know fibs and they start putting fibs, that month gives them so much more data. So my point is, when you learn from a trading group and you put in time in the market, you get more out of your time in the market because we teach you more about what to see. So in the 2 hours that you spend looking at the market and you spend some time with the trading group, you get way more out of your 2 years. 2 years go down, and now you have what would taken you 6 or 7 years to probably fill in, but the trading group got you there because you were around a bunch of people that had already been trading for 6 or 7 years. It makes perfect it's common sense why the trading group would pan out, even if we didn't feed gains, and honestly, we don't feed gains. All we do is show you trades that played out that we post every single day. We show you how the technical analysis finds its way through probability over and over and over again. We're looking at Mana here opening up this super chat, and you can see we do have this resistance at about $1.02. We also have a bounce here at 98, and we got a bounce here at 94. Bit of a double top here for Mana, and we're kind of seeing that on Bitcoin too in a way. Mana doesn't break above this high, expect more downside. It's just that simple, everybody. You got to make highs above the previous highs. You want a high here, a retest, then you trade Mana. You don't have to do anything to Mana till it makes a previous high, in my humble opinion. Let's go and look at the 4-hour time frame, see what we got going for it. It's still pointing to the downside. That's an M right there, double top for Mana. Hands down. Look at it. Just like this M here. See that? That tells me you're going to make an M. Down here, and then measured move takes you right down here. And that would be Bitcoin at that 21,800 liquidity zone. So I'm not guaranteeing this is happening. We could come down here and bounce off this lower trend line. So you're looking for a bounce here for Mana. If you don't get the bounce here, then what are you doing? You're going to the 5-minute. You're looking for the bearish retest of this falling wedge or this resistance support zone. And that's where the short gets open for Mana. How do you short it? You play Mana 3S on KuCoin, trading wheels. This is an ETF. This will go up if Mana goes down. Look, it's in a double bottom, about to pump. I mean, the last time I showed this on Gala, we had massive gains. So we traded this exact move a few times recently. You got a double bottom. All right. You got a double bottom here for Mana. You have resistance. Previous bounce, true new resistance here. You have slight bullish divergence before the double bottom. You have swing down and swing down hard. Oh, sorry. Alt-T. You have swing down and swing down hard here, but this swings to the upside. That is bullish divergence. You need a channel there and get the bounce to the upside. However, look at the POC that you keep hitting. This is the short. You're also in a falling wedge that breaks up 68% of the time. You have a probability that this can make a move here. Mana. Resistance. Once it gets there, we'll have to get above there. So here's a simple trade. You play the double bottom to resistance. You don't worry about anything else. 40% gains coming out of Mana on the double bottom. 4-hour time frame looking good. You know. Again, Bitcoin would have to dump for this to occur, but it's, you know, what I do is I go through a bunch of these. When I see like 20 of these looking right, it's kind of telling me that the market, the more you see in the market, the more the market starts telling you where it may want to head. And I mean multiple assets. Like, look at 50 assets. Look at the shorts. Look at the longs. Look at the inverted assets. Look at the inverse assets. Look at all these different assets that are inversely correlated too. Like, you're looking at the short while you're looking at the long. And in conjunction with all that, they start giving you a mental picture of what's happening. Now, you can not listen to that. But look, that's a double bottom on Mana 3S. It tells you that the short's going to go up 40%. We've been long the last couple days. Things have been long or sideways. Haven't really caught a big short yet in the last couple. Someone asked me, you post a lot of gains. You ever post shorts? I don't see you post a short. I post a short when the shorts, you know, when I try to be somewhat correct, right? So I post shorts when I believe shorts are getting ready. I post longs when I believe longs are getting ready. Last couple days, it's been long. There's been no reason to short the market. Now we're looking at some structure. We don't get above that 23,000. This Mana short's going to blast to the upside. Mana 3S and a bit of a double bottom to the upside. I'm looking at Sol 3S. Someone asked me about Mana, but I went deep there. I wanted to show you all the different ideas that I saw. All right. Sol 3S, they just had a huge issue. Massive exploit. 4-hour about to point to the upside. Look, I got in that night there. We got a little bit of a gains. Moved the stop loss to break even. Really didn't get much out of it. However, let's take a look at it now. Let's delete the move here. Solana. Shorting Solana. Wants to point down on the daily, and it's at resistance. So the daily's not in your favor to short. It could flip up. It's indecisive, just like Solana is on the long. 22-hour indecisive. Could pump, though. 4-hour and a bit of a flag here. Cup and handle. Look at this. So there's your trend line for Solana. The short, I'm telling you. Now, you break that short, and you're holding this little pattern here now. See that? Solana short on the 4-hour, possibly going up 77% gains. So watching the Solana short on the 4-hour time frame. Stop losses below previous lows and highs, you know. And so, and listen, like 2 days ago, I wasn't going over shorts in the market. Heed what I do. I'm not going to tell you what's going on. I'm not going to like openly say anything, right? Because it's just like I don't know. I don't know. All I am is going to go through the charts, and the charts are going to start showing me stuff. And you're going to see me see things that I see live with you, okay? It's kind of like a bird watcher. Like, I don't know what birds I'm going to see, but I go out there with the right equipment, and we're going to take pictures. We're going to see some beautiful birds. And so every day in this live, you're going to see what I'm looking for or what I'm looking at and what I believe is the most probable trades. Like Solana 3S on the 4 hour, Mana 3S on the 4 hour, both looking nice. Now, it doesn't mean that these are going to happen. Bitcoin could pump out of nowhere, do a short squeeze, and this whole thing could go nil. You must always use a stop loss. You see? You can't tell yourself you know where the coins are going. But shorts are looking bullish in the 4 hour. That's for sure. All right. So now we start to identify the market. All right. AVAX 3S also looks good as a short. We traded the 3L for days. The last 3 days, it's up big time. Hundreds of %. So, I mean, what goes up must come down. Someone asked about OP. Let's take a look at OP. OP looks like it could bomb. It could blast. Look at this. It actually made a tighter channel. All right. I was trying to find the pattern. There it is. I mean, that's a symmetrical triangle, bull pennant almost, in my humble opinion. That's a bull pennant. All right. Basically, 68% chance break to the upside. 4 hours curving down, but could flip up at any time. MACD also turning on you. This is looking nice. And is this optimism? Yeah. And this kind of moves with Bitcoin, with Ethereum, because you remember, optimism running on Ethereum. So look at this. Ethereum gets some play. This could go up 46% gains, and it's looking really nice on the 4 hour. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour pointing to the upside. 15-minute. 15-minute needs to come down. I don't touch trades until the 15-minute comes on low. Why is that? Because I used to do it and then used to get banged out. So I learned the hard way. So I'm looking for OP. I'd put alerts on this on the 15-minute time frame. And this is what I get in my trading group. Set alerts on the 15-minute or the bottom trend line. I like to set the alerts in both places. So I right click and I hit this right there at the POC. When we hit that, I'll get an alert. That could be a great entry based on the bigger time frames looking bullish. 1 hour and the 4 hour, I need the 15-minute to come down into my sweet spot. So if that doesn't make sense to you, join my trading group. Get educated. Understand what's going on. We use alerts on different time frames so we don't have to sit and watch the trade. You want to analyze your trade. Spend your 15, 20 minutes. I think after 20 minutes, you should finish one coin. You know? You never know. I'd spend 20 minutes multiple times a day on Bitcoin. But, you know, you want to know your coin in and out. Then once you've done your analysis, you really can't do much more than that. You set your alerts. And if the alert goes to the place you think, you make the trade. To me, it's that simple. You know? And that's why I use the alert system. You do your work when you do the work. See, it's not stare at the coin, come back 2 hours later, stare at the coin, come back, and then just press the buy button. It doesn't work. That's ridiculous. There's got to be a system to the way you enter a trade. And it should be consistent the same way throughout. You know, yeah, sometimes you scale, sometimes you long, but how are you entering the trade? Like, I personally enter my trades when the 15-minute is oversold. The 1 hour is oversold. If the 4 hour isn't, I try my scalps. I know I'm high risk. But if I can get the daily, the 4 hour, the 15, and the 1 hour, then there's just a high probability I'm going to win the trade. I've backtested this for years, and I figured it out. So now I'm like, why go against the probabilities that I've backtested for a long, long time? Pointless to do. You've done the math for yourself. Why would you go against the math? Doesn't make any sense, you know? So that's focus. That's believing in yourself, and that's believing in your analysis. Get educated, and then I got educated. I had two mentors. One of my mentors recently publicly blasted, said what up on Twitter, said, listen to Sammy. I recently, I was one of his mentors for years, Jacob Canfield. He was nice enough to publicly throw me a chip. That was awesome that he did that. Just to let you guys know, like you can kind of see, like he was like, yo, Sam, he's like, I tutored Sam during the bear market, and now I see him educating and helping others on his channel. Like he goes live almost every day. People don't realize that I go live every day. Most people think it's because he said almost. He didn't want to say every because he wasn't exactly sure, right? So he didn't want to pin himself. But dude, we go live every single day. Like every single day. So OP USDT 4 hour is oversold. 1 hour oversold. Setting alerts on the 15-minute for possible entry. And even when the alert hits, I don't enter immediately. I reassess the situation again, reassess Bitcoin again. And if I see a sketchy move or a bearish retest or something that doesn't throw me off, then I don't open the trade. You know, I want to see the whole situation looking scrumptious and spicy. That's what we're looking for. All right. How do I get out of this? Somehow I made this my whole screen and I like, oh, there we go. All right. Let's go look at Bitcoin again, playing games. 22,950. It is bouncing back. Let's take a look here. How strong, how big? Let's look at our 7-minute time frame. So look, beautiful. The bear flag bounced back to the upside as suggested. The bear, you know, we didn't make the bear flag. We broke out of it. For now, we can delete that. So now, and that's what we did. We only made that bear flag on the 5-minute to make sure that we wouldn't. Now, if we get sideways, and we came up, then it was likely we were going to dump out of the bear flag. You get it? But we're pushing up and we're breaking up to a high. But we are hitting this resistance, you see? Previous bounce, we want to get above that. Preferably, we want to get back into this zone here. So, looks like we're going to hit this top trend line and just get rejected. You see? Now, we just started making the pattern, but one of the first people to kind of see the pattern. This is a downtrend. You're making a lower low, a lower high. So here, if you can't get above here and make a previous high, continue to short the market. You see, this will end up making a rising wedge that you can short to the downside. Simple as that. All right? That's a rising wedge, 68% chance it's going to short down. Now, this is 5-minute shorting, small time frames. I heed you not to trade anything lower than the 7 or the 15. I personally don't. I think it's too much. I see people trading the 1 minute in my group a lot, and like, I'll be honest, there are hundreds of trader graveyards for beginner traders that hit, you know, 4 or 5 months they did great on the 1 minute until they didn't, you know. So just, I'm telling you right now, if you don't have some long-term holds set and you're not like willing to be in this game a long term, just be careful trading the 1 minute religiously for the rest of your life. And honestly, even if you're successful trading the 1 minute, it is so stressful. It'll give you gray hairs. Like, I'll be honest, I'd much rather swing trade the 1 hour and the 4 hour, you know, than be on that 1 minute all day long. Like, that's, I believe it's detrimental to your mind, body, and soul. 783 people on the trading group. We're growing. I appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on in. And John, if you're out there, I love you, man. I love you with all my heart, man. So look at this. Resistance here. Bounce. Resistance. We got to get it back above this resistance. It's just something that has to happen. If we don't, expect more downside. The downside here is 22,777, the 777s. And we showed you the bigger idea here as well. We go to the 1 hour and the 4 hour. So we clear it up. It's also low liquidity on a Saturday night. Just remember that. It's harder. It's easier for them to move the market in the way they want it because there's just less money. There's less big money in the market. All right. There's not, you don't got Wall Street and all that day money that comes in and out. So we're hoping this kind of, you know, that this whole thing holds. So we want to see the 4 hour bend here and bounce back up with this 1 hour oversold and bounce. We want to see the 1 hour bounce back inside this pattern. Very important. We want to take back 23,000. All right. I wouldn't be surprised if we wake up tomorrow. We're just sideways. You know, that dump was quick, but it wasn't that bad. Kind of like this dump, you know, bit of a double bottom. Just like had that been upside down, that would be a double top to the downside. You would say the same. So, and what did I just do? I flipped the chart upside down. Flipping the chart will help you change your bias. All right. And again, I have two patterns. I have the little one inside here that I'm watching that we kind of still playing with. And I have the bigger one that we're still inside completely. We could even go to a low of 22,866, but that's like, we're very close. We don't want to, I don't want to break this zone here. Resistance, you know, bounce. I don't want to break this area here at 22,766. We do, we go to 21.8, we break that, we go to 20,800. All right, simple as that. Simple as that. So what do I see happening tonight? I'm going to watch the 15-minute and the 1-hour time frame and expect to bounce back inside the pattern. However, you're going to watch these smaller time frames and they'll start breaking down before anything else. So this was this. I'm going to delete this real quick. So what would you do if you're new and you're just beginning? You go to the 15-minute time frame. All right. What you're going to do is you're going to make a falling wedge here. And what you would like is you would like price action to break out of this. The length, the top to the end of the wedge, back to the upside. At least getting yourself back inside this pattern or making a shoulder, a head, maybe a right shoulder. What you don't want to see is you don't want to see this trend line not, you know, you don't want to see us not break out of this and start coming down here. And then you're going to start seeing bear flags on like the 5-minute time frame that are going to continue to drop you to the downside. Like you'll see a line here, price will start going up and down and consolidating. It might even go up a little bit. And you'll notice because you'll keep making a lower high on the smaller time frame and you'll keep making bearish, you'll look up bearish patterns and you'll be seeing bearish patterns being made. It will be pretty obvious. So we'd like this to break back up. We'd like to see Bitcoin break back inside this pattern and go back to this liquidity zone, all right? We don't want to see Bitcoin break this trend line here. Let's wait for that to reset. We don't want Bitcoin to break this trend line right here. This white line. You break that, we're headed likely to 21.8, and then we're talking about 20,800. And then there's chances of 19K, we go into 10K, and the whole thing comes back around again. So, again, I want to be really clear with everybody here on this channel. Bitcoin does break out. Say we get to 29,000. It does not matter. Let me show you trend analysis on the bigger time frame. All right, let's go to like the daily. I just want you to understand these concepts because you're going to see me get excited. I'm like, oh, no. And at that moment, you might be like, oh, Lifer thinks we're going all the way. No, I'll get excited for that moment for the day. But I'm always got the bigger idea in play. Look, high, low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. If Bitcoin can't make a high above 32,450, we're going to continue in this bear run for however long. So the key to us making a bull run or changing this whole status is making a higher high of this trend analysis here in this area. Bitcoin doesn't get into here and ends up going here and getting retest, and then that's just, you know, or it goes right here, it's a lower low, and then that's a lower high, and then you're looking for a lower low down here. All right. So just be careful and remember that like certain parameters need to be hit for us to remain bullish. Okay, we gotta stay above this 200 on the weekly. This yellow line is extremely important that Bitcoin stays above it on the weekly time frame. Sorry, stop drawing that. Let me just find a better chart, nice and clean for you, like the Coinbase chart. We gotta stay above this right here, that yellow line, the weekly. And tomorrow night we'll talk about the weekly candle close. But if we close below that tomorrow night, yikes. We turn this green and we end up back here, 24,000. We'll be all right. So tomorrow night's candle close is going to be a big deal. I suggest you show up for the weekly candle close tomorrow night because it's going to be a line in the sand for sure. We end up below this, bear market continues, you know, double bottom, 17K, 18K. Hey, more chance to get Bitcoin on the lows. It's actually a good thing. I was getting a little depressed that Bitcoin was getting too expensive. Honestly, they usually never give me Bitcoin when I want it. I want Bitcoin even cheaper. I usually don't get it. So I love it down here. Will I get it? We'll find out, won't we? Show up every single day and watch the channel and see me get hangry and complain over eggs. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Let me make sure I didn't miss a super chat over here. All right. Yada, yada, yada. Remember that in Seinfeld? Yada, yada, yada. Super chats. Kadena. Thanks, Lifer. I am trying to have enough money to retire, but just showing up to work as a nurse to help people not need the money. Hey, don't use the word try, though. Not the best word. Get rid of try, man. I'm trying to have enough money. You're not going to do it. You will have enough money. I'm going to have enough money. I'm going to find a way to write down my goals. I'm going to accomplish them, and I will have the money. There's nothing but affirmations in this life. Try is something that says you may or may not do it. Basically, the next time you say try, say out loud the interpretation of try, which is, I may or may not do this. I'm going to try to go fishing tomorrow. No, I really am. That's easy to say. You can say that knowing damn well you might not do it. So if you know you can say something knowing damn well you might not do it, it's probably not a good thing to say. So look, I'm going to try to go fishing tomorrow. That's so easy for me to say, right? I don't even have to do anything. I don't have to put any effort in. What do you think about Hex Crypto? Got Richard Hart win on your show sometime. I mean, everyone has Richard Hart there. Richard Hart Max. Do you know Richard Hart? Looks you say RH Max, Richard Hart Max. You look like you are Richard Hart. If Richard Hart wants to come on my show, I'd put him on the show. I'd actually say things to him no one's ever said to him. I don't think he would leave my show, but I definitely would say things to him I don't think anyone would ever say to him. Like, you know, I'd be like, dude, Rich, you know you kind of pompous sometimes. Like, you know, I don't mind. Like, sometimes I've thought about him a lot because he's been on he paid Twitter to pump himself. I mean, he obviously did. When you trend like Richard Hart win for 3 days straight, someone paid for that, you know. I mean, he made a point. I watched his Kiko interview last night for whatever reason, and he says like everyone wanted Bitcoin when it was, you know, super inflationary and it was the worst. You know, it's like that's when it was the best time to buy. Like Hex is now in that spot. Hex is where Bitcoin was. He's just saying, hey. He actually says it's the most staked asset in the world. More people have more Hex staked than any other asset in the entire world. 7-year lockups, 10-year lockups. Like, I don't know. He loves his product. He goes hard for it. He's also a crypto. At the end of the day, he's a crypto advocate. Even when you hear him saying 10K, all that stuff for Bitcoin, at the end of the day, he's a crypto advocate. He's one of us. You know what I'm saying? He is one of us. Someone asked about Kadena. Let me just check out Kadena real quick before I jump out of here. The weekly looks like it could have some more legs to run on the bigger time frame, pumping out of this falling wedge. But look at the daily. The daily just really just, you know, it's doing the consolidative bowl. Like, you know, rounded bottoms pay the bills. So it's doing a nice rounded bottom here. Consolidating, you see? You know, you buy a little Kadena at 140. You buy a little bit at 147 over there. You know, not you. I'm just saying, you know, a trader, you know, I'm going over the idea of what a person does. I'm not saying what you do, you know. But like a person will buy here, a person will buy here. You research a project. If you really like it, you get in on these lows. You know what I'm saying? And if it goes even lower, you always have a little bag more and you dollar cost average. So I put out a video that I'm going to put out a video tomorrow. The top 5 ways to get out of the top 5 tips and tricks to survive a crypto bull or bear market, you know, and they're really good. I use them all, and I think they're really good tips and tricks. So, when Pulse Chain, don't worry, I sacrificed for Pulse Chain. I did. I bought like $700 worth of Hex. I traded it up to $1,200, and then I sold it for profits, and then sacrificed it for Pulse. That's what I did. So I used half of his money to get my Pulse money, and we're ready to go. Kadena looks like it could have a little more legs to go on the daily. See how it's flipping up? There could be a little room on the daily. So let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. 4 hours bending down, man. I don't like to get into the trades when the 4 hours curving on me like that. Even it could be the winner. Chicken dinner. You got something going on like this. Look for the 4 hour to bounce. Kadena's been hot recently. They have KDEX, right? And so the decentralized exchange came out on August 1st. That's a big deal. Understanding that type of information is important. Another way I can teach you is to go to crypto coin calendar. Coin market cal. Coin market cal, I believe it's called. Yeah. And you got to type in the coin. You know, is KDEX going well? It is. We did look at it. It had a lot of liquidity jumping on in really fast. And it seems to be substantially holding. But look, you type in Kadena. How did I know when it was coming out? I put Kadena in here and I look and I get the news. All right. And they're going to tell you all the news that's coming out for Kadena. So let's see here. Kadena, keywords, top 100. Manage events related to Kadena. Anyway, right here it showed you, upcoming, trending. But before now they have nothing coming up. But before, when they had the decks coming up, like you hit the past, right here, look. So August 1st is the launch. Project Spotlight DNA on June 1st. Decentralized Luna Crush on April 2nd. So look, Bittrex listing, Binance listing. They'll tell you when you're getting a listing. Like when they got on Binance, that was a big deal. The YouTube Live M&A, that they might say something that might pump the price. The launch came on August 1st. Look what happened after Kadena hit. Kadena's been booming. August 1st was right around there. And people were front running this idea because that news was out there. We were telling you at 141, like we were talking about Kadena. I nailed Kadena. I talked about it. We hit that trade for massive gains. So, yeah, all the way up to 216, 221 area, I use my financial aid to grow my portfolio, use my paycheck for bills. What happened to CoinMomo? Wasn't that the new website for coins? It's gone now, I think. Yeah, it's gone. I used to love CoinMomo. I did, just woke up, but I'll go back and watch. Shout out to Dingo 8 my Satoshi. I made such a bloody bag on KDX at 0.1. That's amazing. That's crazy. At a penny. Super chats are clear. Get a financial advisor, not financial advice. It's funny. Hey, Lifer, can I call you Sam I Am? Where are those green eggs? You're funny. He's an OG. Have to have respect for him. Do you respect Gareth Soloway's analysis, bro? And someone says, look into his background. He's a lifetime scammer. Who are you saying that about? Crypto Portuguese. I need to know. Matt Chase, and how did you do the research? Because don't slander people if you don't know. But I'm willing to listen. Sam, Quant is pumping. As I sold it at 120. Nah, I mean, I sold the top, man. In my humble opinion. It's wicked. I sold that wick already. It's done. It's oversold, and you got bearish divergence. We went over this in the 1 hour. What is bearish divvy? You got to swing up to swing up. Swing down. You even had it on the... Hold on. You had it on the 4 hour. No, you had it on the daily. Yeah, you had bearish divergence on the daily time frame. I'm out. I'm all set. Gareth Soloway is a top G. He's cool. Oh, Richard Hart, you're saying. Yeah, okay. Is that an Adam and Eve pattern, or is that an Adam and Steve? Never know these days. Hope you're having a great night, Lifer. Thank you so much. Check out his background. Quant head and shoulders on the 15-minute. I mean, there's a shoulder, head, and a shoulder there, and it popped already to the upside. That was it. That was the play. Now you had bearish divvy, and you're in a channel to the upside. Like, I mean this. You're heading back down here. Simple as that. I would short Quant, technically. No lie. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. If you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. I'm going to scan the market for my group, see what else is going on, rest my brain, meditate for a second, get myself back in a good frame of mind, be appreciative and grateful for everything in my life, and remember that everything is a blessing. The daily is rounding, I'm telling you right now, and I'm surprised that it is making a higher high. We are getting that red, but we had a bullish engulfing candle there. We engulfed all of these. That's not a bearish engulfing candle at the moment. 22.9 is holding, considering what's going down right now. 22-hour trying to curve on us, but at the same time, it could flip back at any moment in time. 4-hour attempting to dump on us. See, that's what I don't like right now is this M pattern on the 4-hour. I have to tell you, there's a high probability this will dump on you. Even though it's not a perfect M, to me it is. The measured move is somewhere down in here. All right. I got my lines ready for you here. So, can we stay in this channel and pop? Says we could. I told you exactly how to handle it. You're going to go to your smaller time frames, look for the flags on the 5. You're going to look for your bounce back on the 15. And you're going to see if you can get back in this flag on the 1 hour. All right. If you break this lower trend line, you're looking for a move to 21,800. From there, we'll probably reassess and be able, that will get you to tomorrow. So anything is possible, everyone. Always keep a stop loss. Always be ready. Always have a short in case, even if you're long. And always Be ready for anything. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. I love you all. Live in love. Live in the highest frequency you can possibly live in. And I'll see you on the next live stream.